All right. Hello there. Welcome on in. How's it going? It is another lovely session of Dungeons and Dragons. Burp. So, we're going to get this started in a second here. So, sit back and grab some popcorn. Get yourself some popcorn. And hello, everybody. Cool.
Makes me think of the Dementors. All right. And Zed is about to open the freaking box. Where are you, Zed? Zedrin. Zedrin is not here. Missing in action.
I'm here. I was getting my stuff started and situated.
No, it
All right.
wasn't. That was an intentional pregnant pause, and you know it.
I know, and it was pretty it really got me. It really worked.
Hey.
And what this box was like underneath the throne, is that it? It was like in a little
It was within the
We can cover
Yeah,
that
it
in
was
the
like
recap.
hidden.
seat.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, let's absolutely do that.
recappage. Yes, yes. Right. If I would do a recap one of these days if I would remember to take notes. I
So-
just have here fighting and lots of fighting.
We started last session with the reinitiation of combat, if you will, after a little bit of sleepy times, unfortunately, on my part.
Oh,
Wherein we reopened with our situation as it stood, which was pretty dire. 5 whites. Us all pretty low
Login
on
for you.
resources all around. And
Thing I thought
us
I
getting
did.
surrounded repeatedly for enemy advantage points. And us failing to roll attack rolls pretty consistently. Well, they rolled pretty successfully.
Mhm.
That's an
You know.
understatement.
The standard D&D array, which is the dice hates you. That said, we eventually reformed a line as Zedrin and Kozik started to buddy up. Chaw, and Sari and Opal. Opal, I think, nearly went down twice. Niavara
Yes.
nearly went down once. I believe Zedrin nearly went down as well. But I could be misremembering. Regardless, rough fight. We turned the tides with a quick turn on dead, which forced about half of them to start running away from us. A bit annoying after the fact, having to catch up to them to clean up the rest of the battle. However, we finished it. We got it done. I believe someone had to roll a wisdom saving throw when they got outside of Niavara's area of effect. And
Ooh, yeah.
succeeded.
Oh, right. We used inspiration, I think, for that one, didn't we?
I believe, was it
Yeah.
Sari or was it Kozik who was out of the
It was
area of effect?
it was Kozik, I think. It wasn't me.
Okay. So, like I said, but they succeeded. Nothing happened. We're all good for now. There's still the issue of the not quite lich running around in this necromancer's tomb, if you will.
The
and
what running around?
not quite lich. It's the
Not quite lich.
the
Yeah, it was like a
religious
specter
throw.
lich.
It's like a wizard who's trying to become a lich but fails.
Oh, okay.
I forget the name.
Who is the her?
They have like super long fingernails. However, the general consensus was that we were going to either back out fully from the tomb to take a long rest, or try and hole up somewhere inside the tomb. Niavara's bets on leaving it completely because, not gonna lie, Chiefs, having your long rest interrupted by, I don't know, a giant mound of rats gnawing down your door is not an ideal scenario.
Yeah.
Or our faces being magicked off by this red mist.
But here's the real kicker. Before we could do any of that, Zedrin found a box, and he really wanted to open it before we even decided to leave. And so now we have probably, I don't know, maybe like a spectator, a beholder, about to pop up and team kill us all.
Beholder. That would be awesome.
That's a good idea.
we
Thanks.
summon
Though
Gary.
Even though it would mean instant death, I would actually be
We-
impressed.
We summoned Gary the Beholder.
Gary, the beholder.
shows up. You didn't get to meet Gary.
I don't know who
sorry,
that is.
but
I
he
like
was
the
one of
name,
our-
though.
He's one of our very right at the beginning of the campaign. It was a beholder who
Mr.
you should
Grumpy
look up.
guy.
You look up D&D Beholder and you'll get an idea. And he was just a
Okay.
grumpy jerk in an old drow city that was destroyed and abandoned. And we think of him fondly, even though he was a jerk.
And with that, the time restarts with Zedrin in his box.
I got a good quote from Kozik Deepshaft. You are like a
Oh.
god. He says to
Oh, wow.
Zed, as Zed realizes he still can have a bonus action and use sneak attack. You are like a god.
This is just a little thing.
He said this to Zed?
Yeah, it was just a great Kozik quote moment.
Oh, okay, I see the beholder. I saw this in the movie. Yeah, very cool.
So,
No,
give
I don't
yourself
want
your
one of those in the
inspiration.
box.
Yeah, you do.
Okay,
You always do.
whatever you say, boss. Why do I
Because it-
want one?
Because it works so well in games all the time.
Oh,
For those who've played Baldur's Gate. Anyway,
In the eye of the beholder.
you ready for this, Zed? You ready? You ready? You excited?
Talking to him like a dog.
Zedrin?
You ready, boy?
Well, it was more making sure he was good, ready to go.
The little tongue noises were a little
Oh,
much.
is that
dog.
what they sound like? Okay.
No,
Sorry.
they do not sound
Like
like
a
that. Sorry.
three-dimensional.
Hey, John. No, stop. Just stop. Mm.
It was mostly, you know, having seen, making sure Zed was ready for this.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So, you had found, you know, this ornate little box, and you guys did your proper checks and what have you, to which we ended, as you said, with Zed opening it and peering inside.
Or he was about to, anyway.
So, as you crack this little box open, the hinges of the bolts, you can kind of hear them kind of like, and inside you see nothing.
Nothing.
Huh.
But
Are there any
Zed, can you
signs
give
that-
me a quick little wisdom saving throw, sir?
Okay.
Oh no.
Are there any signs that there was something in here before?
There are 3 empty spaces that look like there may have been some kind of mason jars.
Oh, mason jar.
Mason jars.
And you blink
Wisdom
for a
saving
moment,
throw for nothing.
and there are now 3 mason jars sitting in there,
Oh.
Whoa. Interesting.
as if your ability to resist some kind of illusory spell has made it so
Ah.
that you are capable of observing objects in here. And another thing that actually you observe from that save is a very tiny, almost spectral hand reach out, very akin to yours, but very different. You know, it's a hand, right? But it reaches out towards you, and you can kind of feel this cold, this cold sensation just envelop your body as it reaches out towards you.
Can I reach out with my mage hand and like give it a high five?
You sure can.
Nice.
Zed's gonna hold this box a little bit closer and without grabbing or manipulating these jars, he's just gonna try and look close and see if he can tell what's inside.
Well, as you do, order of operations, the mage hand. So as your hand goes to give this thing a high five, it goes right through your, it goes through yours, past it, and Let's see. You can attempt to jump out of the way with an acrobatics
Yeah, I'm gonna.
as
gonna try
this
and avoid this.
shadowy thing just sort of starts to. Looks like it's just trying to go right past you, or maybe through you. It's kind of you're kind of in the way.
Is this chilled, cold feeling that Zed is experiencing? Is that similar to the feeling that he got when he was in that kind of like dream state, and the doors had this chill kind of coming off of them?
Worse than that chill.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was kind of like cold sensation. This is imagine being cold without the temperature being lowered.
All right. Zed's gonna.
Do the rest of us see this at all?
Good. Zed jumps out of the way.
You do not.
We do not. Only he does, or at least Chow doesn't.
Yeah, Zed's gonna he's gonna hold on to the box, and kind of spin out of the way, off to the side.
Perfect. So you definitely jump out of the way as this hand, it's almost like watching each individual finger being pulled apart and separated, and they start going in different directions.
Ooh.
Um,
You okay, Zed?
Well, there's a bit of
Do you have
trickery
ants
going
in
on
your
with this box
pants?
here.
Oh.
First it looked like it was empty, and then I just kind of blinked, and after a split second, they've got these 3 jars. But then there's this kind of ghostly hand, almost like my mage hand, but there's something sinister about it, and it just came right for me. I tried to maybe stop it with my mage hand, and it went right through it, so I didn't want to get touched, and I moved out of the way. And then it just basically, it's going to sound weird, but all of the fingers just kind of split from the hand and went off in directions. So
Okay. OC, can any of us see this spectral
Nope.
hand? Okay.
No.
is it going toward
Directions?
any of them?
Yeah, what
Because
So-
directions?
If it's going
One of
toward
which-
them, I would tell them to get out of the way.
One of which is heading towards Niavara.
Ooh.
Hey, Nivara,
One
you're
of
gonna need
which
to move.
seems like it was kind of going for you, but with that 26, you just avoid it.
anyone
And-
have?
One seems like it's starting to head towards Kozik, but seems like almost with a sentience to it, begins to avoid Kozik.
Ooh.
Anyone have like a detect evil and good?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
because that way we'd be able to see if there's like an aberration or an undead.
Let me see. Yes, detect evil and good.
Do you have it prepared?
Yes, I do. No, do I? Wait a minute. That's
The
a very good
important question is, does Zed warn anybody? Because it's almost like slow motion at this point, because this all has happening very quickly, and only Zed seems to be the one capable of seeing it. So is there anything Zed wants to do as kind of in a reactionary situation? Because
Yeah,
only Zed knows what's going on. Like,
I'm
I have a
assuming that everyone's
protection from evil
watching
and good.
Zed. So they're seeing his reaction. So basically you'd see Zed kind of spin off to his side, and he's gonna turn back to all of you as he does like a quick scan of the room. So he's seeing all of these fingers go off in different directions. And he's gonna say, "Hey, Niavara, you gotta move. Kozik, you wait. That was weird. Everyone, I know it's gonna sound creepy, but there's something. It's like spectral things floating after all of us, and we really should not be touched by these.
Niavara
Give me
has
a
no
bad
idea where
feeling.
she's launching herself, but you tell her to jump, she's gonna jump.
Chaw's gonna start rolling around just again and again. Whoosh,
She's gonna actually jump up on the chair.
Are these things like homing, where they're like chasing us, or did they just?
Just an explosion
towards-
outward. But
Okay.
some of
So-
them,
so they're not
some of them
following
seem like they. I mean, based on your interpretation, maybe could be homing, but you guys are all in such close proximity.
whoosh, whoosh.
So Cha's doing
Oh,
Dark
that's-
Souls.
Interesting.
Dark,
Why
yeah,
is there blue light up
totally.
here now?
Oh. Whoosh. Was that there
Zed's gonna-
before? That wasn't there before.
If he
Blue
doesn't,
light.
if he notices that they're not chasing us around and stuff, I think he kind of described what he saw. Doesn't know what it is, but he's gonna, as long as we're okay, from these fingers, he's gonna draw his attention back to this box and those jars.
Yes. So all three jars seem to have some kind of organ in them. One has an eye. One has like a heart. Still beating, mind you.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And one has a hand.
All right, so these are creepy first and foremost.
Yeah.
Heart,
I'm-
eye, and hand.
I'm drawing a few different connections. The eye, we've been basically being monitored this whole time while we've been in here, at least. The hand is not only this spectral hand that just tried to reach out, but the little weird handsy monster that we found earlier. But I'm drawing a bit of a blank on the heart, unless obviously this actively belongs to someone and might be whoever's controlling this whole thing.
Hmm.
Belong to that guy we just battled that I shoved my horns through?
Kozak, you seem magically inclined for the weird. Do you mind doing like a quick little like run through of your mental prowess, which I'm sure must be great and steep considering that you're dealing with like great fae? Professionally, what is your opinion of this?
Well, I don't know. I feel fine. How does everyone else feel?
No. I'm asking you to look at these weird jars and tell us what they're actually used for, because I have fuck all idea.
All right, let's see. So I guess what's that? Roll an Arcana check? Arcana?
Yep.
Also, Kozik,
I'll give it a try.
I know it didn't seem like anyone else really saw the little hand and fingers and all that, but they seem to avoid you.
Is that right? Well, I
Praise
get close.
be his lady.
I get close to the
Kozik,
box.
I'll give
Is
I'll give you Chow can give you advantage because I would think that he's also trying to understand if he's seen something like this in the Hell realms or not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You want to check it again?
For the record, Zed has never seen anything like this.
I mean, I've seen plenty of organs in jars, but they're not normally beating.
Right.
Right.
So in Arcana, well, first off, these are being magically preserved, first and foremost.
Magically
Second off,
delicious.
You've kind of ascertained that there's a lot of aberrant necromantic energy in the area, so that could be part of it. Let's see, a 16. And furthermore, with this bit of knowledge and gathering and information, just kind of thinking about all the situations you've had with undeath and some of these other maybe less than natural powers. You've had some very weird interactions with them. And it just kind of seems like you've just been kind of hoovering up certain things. And there's definitely, like, you don't feel any stronger. You don't feel like soaking up these spirits has really bolstered your capabilities. But you did mention your lady, and maybe that probably has something to do with it. I mean, you don't really know her plans or her intentions, but as far as you know, she's done nothing but been helpful. I mean, as far as you know. So maybe it has something to do with your lady being very protective.
Well, I guess, of course, I kind of say that that in so many words. But I'm like, okay, well, can I see the jars here up close? Let's see.
Yeah, he's gonna hold him out and just kind of present this box.
But not letting go of it.
And what did you say?
Can't he even see it? Because Zed was the only one who could see it to start, but he had to make a save.
That was the spectral hand that Zed could see. Maybe the jars are visible.
The jars are visible to you guys now.
They were
Okay,
invisible
jars are visible
before he made the save.
Oh, I see. But Cube just said they're visible now.
I guess an OOC question, just to add any sort of things to this. So we're holding this box that has obvious magical qualities because these jars were invisible at first. And then this spectral hand and everything. We do still have this rod.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything this is why I'm asking OOC, because it's like, is there anything weird potentially happening now that this box is within the range of Niavara, basically?
Nothing you're aware of.
I was wondering if maybe that's why we can see these things, and we're even maybe able to
Technically,
find it.
you were within range the whole time then.
Yep.
I'm wondering if these might belong to anyone. We've been looking for a couple of people. Do you think maybe that these body parts might belong to one of the beings we've been looking for?
I
was
believe
thinking
there's
that too.
a good possibility.
I am slightly more concerned of a lichy variety. I don't know much about how they work. I will just say I've heard tale that the way liches work is they preserve a part of themselves in a secret item that they hold dear.
Oh. Well, that's good information.
I'm not saying that that's what this is. Niavara is just going off of like the most base level knowledge of how liches work that I think that would be.
They keep body parts safe somewhere. Somewhere that's part of where they get their power.
Wouldn't they want to keep them in separate locations, though? Why would they keep them all
I don't know
together?
if it's a body part either.
Okay.
Is there a check that Niavara could roll to like see if it's lichy or if it's like something else entirely? Because she already has the clue that there's a lich in the tomb.
But like a religion check or something? So, let's see, a 19. I mean, you'd probably get for a phylactery, yes, they would usually put it somewhere safe. Usually very well hidden, very safe, typically extremely well guarded.
Which checks all the boxes of this room.
Yeah.
It was well guarded.
Well, the throne's pretty obvious, though. Like, wouldn't it be hidden like in a wall or underground?
Yeah, but it was so well guarded that the throne would be fine because there were so many nasties.
There was someone sitting on the throne too.
It was also hidden in the throne. It wasn't just like.
That's true. You did get a nat 20 on your.
Well, there is a lot of necro magic energy in this terror dungeon. So maybe if we remove it from the space, we'll learn something more about it. I don't know.
Stab the heart.
Oh, I
That's a good
like
idea.
that.
You know,
I
we
will-
should probably
yeah.
take these to Lady Miriam. She might know what the hell is going on with them.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to just leave this behind. I think having this with
so
us
the
is probably going to give us a bit of an advantage with something.
Right, but do we really want to take it with us?
here's Neovar the follow-up question. So the heart is beating. Is the hand moving or is the eyeball moving? Like, is the pupil moving around?
They are all alive. If the
Okay.
eyeball
So-
if the eyeball could blink, it would, but it's just looking around.
Okay, eyes moving and the hand is
Awesome.
okay.
So it can see us. I'm going to recommend we put the eyeball back in the box and close it.
Right, let's shut
Hey,
the
Zed.
lid.
Zed, did that eye look familiar? Did it look like your horrifying friend who's been kidnapping you?
I don't think you ever really took the time to take in exact facial details of that level of variety.
With those things
He's also
being
always
alive,
been
somebody
hooded.
could be looking at us right now.
That's true. He has been
They could
hooded.
be watching us right now and
You
listening
know, if
to
we
us.
stick it,
We-
if we stick it
we
in the
already
mimic,
know
it will
that
be
we're
in
being
another
watched.
dimension.
It's already been made very clear. Almost every
Right.
room that we've gone in that we've been being watched. So
Right.
If we stick it in the mimic, it will be in another dimension, if that helps.
ooh,
I like
That's a-
that.
bit of a safe place for it, I would think.
Sure, take it back to Miriam or that beholder guy. Have them look
Mm.
at it. Maybe Miriam. This could be too dangerous for the beholder guy. We should get some stuff for the beholder guy, though. Like maybe some of those crystals we grabbed before that we dropped back in here.
Right.
Right.
Alternatively, we can try dropping some mundane magic items, walking away from them and seeing what happens.
That's
We're
true.
walking away from the
Happened to
from the
me.
box.
As in,
Walking away
no,
from Niavara's rod.
precisely.
All right.
So Niavara is actually going to reach into her pack. She's, you know what? She thinks that she's funny. She's going to specifically take out the button that she stole from the Fae cloak.
Ooh,
The one that
interesting.
I had in my head as a +1 button, misreading what that meant. And she's gonna flick it out of her area of effect.
Okay.
The button flips through the air and clings to the ground.
Visually, does anything happen while she's watching it?
Then you'd expect the button. Nothing new from what you would expect a button to be doing when you throw it.
You know, I had to attune to my ring. Maybe it has to be something more powerful or something attuned.
Niavara is
What
gonna
if
walk
you-
over and pick it up.
What if you back away so that the box is outside of your range, Niavara, and see if anything changes if you get away from the whole box?
Not
What
the
do you
box,
mean?
It's a ring. It's a button. It's one of her buttons.
I thought we were trying to determine. Okay, I'm misunderstanding what you're trying to do with the button. Then I thought we were trying to see if
At this point, we were
that?
discussing the like wanting to bring back stuff for the beholder guy, like Chaws plus magic everything ring.
All right.
So she was trying to see if simply items being outside of the rod's area of effect would do anything.
Do anything in what way?
What else
Like
do we have?
So Niavara walks back over to the button, picks it up. Is there any change in it?
Nope.
What else do
I'm
we have
still
that
not
we don't use very
understanding
much?
what
Sorry,
you're
we'll
looking
explain
for
here
when
in a
you threw
minute.
the button.
We'll explain.
All
We'll
right,
explain
thank
in
you.
a minute.
All right.
So-
Sorry.
So,
Actually,
do we
do
have
have
anything else?
a theory. I do have a theory. I think that items probably can't change without a sort of vessel. a vassal, if
That's
you
what I
will,
was
for
thinking.
things to be altered through. So I think it's going to be a matter of one of us needing to pick who's going to walk outside of the area of effect and, purposefully allow things to go wrong.
I don't
Alright.
want to do that again. It almost cut my finger off.
Before we start doing that,
I
we
think
could
that we
just
go.
try and find things that are already here
That's what I was
Not a-
thinking. Maybe those
instead of trying to make
crystals. I think those
Can you
crystals would be
explain?
something.
Can you explain? Can you explain?
So
Okay, sorry,
back-
listen. There
back-
is a mist in the air, and it changes magical items into something else. We don't know
we're
exactly
literally
what
just
that is,
referencing
but it's powerful.
Chaw's ring.
That's all that's happening. Okay?
Oh, this happened with Chaw's ring. Okay, just
So,
from the
yeah.
mists down in that.
Yes, that's what the rod helps with. Helps keep
All right,
us from
thank you
having all
so
our
much.
magic
Now I
stuff
understand.
changed.
And you want to see if it'll change, so we've got something to bring back to that fella. That fella that asked
It's
the
just an
beholder
idea.
fella.
I'd rather we not sacrifice our objects on our bodies,
Right, let's
which
just
might
look for
actually
stuff here.
screw up stuff on our bodies. We have
So- Let's
crystals in
just
the other
look,
room,
yeah.
but there's something in that room that was
Right.
moving around, which we might want to
Right.
destroy first.
First and foremost, Zed's gonna close the lid on the box. He's gonna hand the box to Kozik. Kozik, would you see if this could maybe fit inside the mimic?
Yeah, let's
That's,
give it a try. And I
at
kind of
least-
knock the mimic on the head. Tucka, tucka. And then
And as
Go for it.
usual, it just opens up. Blech.
all right, let's see if we can stuff this thing in there. Yeah. Grf.
Oh, it fits in.
Perfect. All right. Now, second thing here that we all need to figure out before anything else, in my opinion, is are we going to rest inside here, or are we going to go out for a rest? Because I believe that should maybe be the next thing that we sort of try and figure out before continuing to
think we
look
should
around
get
for
out of here.
stuff.
Spell's not going to last on the rod for a long
Yes.
rest. We need to get
Yep,
out of this
I
place.
agree. And
Should we look
everything
for
that has
some
been
magical
attacking us-
items on our way out?
Well, and we'll rest
Well, the
and maybe
one
come back
room where
in for sure.
they might be, sounded like there was something in there banging around, which we might want to
Oh yeah, let's
destroy.
have a rest first before we go do anything like that, eh?
I just along the whole vote of going outside, pretty much everything that's been attacking us, or maybe half of which, has been coming through the walls and such. So locking ourselves in a room might
Good
not
call.
make a
Not
difference.
be them right.
Can I stop everybody for a minute and just say, "Wow, we kicked ass, you guys! Kicked
Honestly,
it! We kicked ghost ass!"
we might be overlooking how well we did in that. That was impressive.
Look at
Yeah.
these creepy little
That
spectral.
was, but we almost lost Opal and Niavara and
I'm being optimistic right now. We kicked ass, you guys. And Cha
I
starts
mean-
running around giving high
we
fives
sure
to
did. We
everybody.
sure did. We sure did.
All right, let's
I'm-
do this.
All right.
Niavara is going to grab back out the rod and be like, all right, we're going. Bye. I am tired. I am bruised. I am hurting. We are going to bed. And we are camping outside of this fucking thing.
Ivar, maybe we should give that rod to somebody else when we come back in, because it seems like it's definitely messing with you.
All I'm going to say is that I'm more than happy to let other people have it. I'm only going to suggest that we do not give it to Kozik under any circumstances. Not because I don't trust Kozik with it, but rather, if it decides to eat something with it, he might no longer have access to his little Eldritch Blast.
Oh, good call.
Wow.
I am, for one, am mad that I have lost access to Sacred Flame at the moment. But that is fine.
Maybe you'll feel better after a rest. Okay, remember this door to my left here, or to our right. That's where the stuff was banging around.
Yep, and as you're walking through the hallway, not being stealthy whatsoever, You can definitely hear the sounds of something on the other side.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah.
To be
I'm gonna be
continued.
honest here, besties. Start running.
I can do that.
Thank God it's not locked.
Ha! We gave them a hand, that's for sure.
Ha ha ha. And also we're my one point of advice is going to be that I think we prepare some abilities for us to detect undead. That could be quite useful. I don't know what's giving me that sort of thing.
That's a good idea. Hey, I wonder if that dryad will still be out there. Wasn't she checking in on us, or
Oh, the person
the
that
one that guided us there?
yeah. That Marge brought with the bowl. My dog is like licking my face. He's begging for quesadilla.
That'd be the
Oh.
most disturbing part of
me
this
too.
dungeon if Neovar actually made that sound for reals.
All right, Neovar.
Boo boo.
Listen, I love my dogs.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
We don't know
See-
what Neovar feels about pets.
Her pet mimic.
I bet she's surprisingly cute with them. One of those unexpected things, right?
I could see
So-
that. So I think it's a matter of Neovar is going to look around the room and be like, sorry, do you mind coming up here to like boost me over the ledge? I'm not strong enough.
Right
Physically.
there. Gotcha, mate.
And they crawl out of the hole.
Oh, are the crystals
Alright.
we threw back down here still there? Did we
Nope.
determine that they were here or not? They're not
They
here.
were not.
Okay. Interesting.
So you all crawl back up, welcomed once again by the fresh forest air as opposed to damp, stagnant,
Whew,
old dungeon full
that's
of
a relief.
corpses and decay.
Donkey Kong? Oh, I heard DKs. Sorry.
I'll bet his lair does smell like that probably.
He would be a
Just
powerful
in a
ally.
barrel factory for eternity, hurling them at random people. Probably does smell like monkey and death.
I doubt it would be random.
Well, specifically Mario, I guess.
So yeah, you guys are back up, greeted by the light of day.
Is our dryad friend around?
Not in the immediate vicinity. But you also recall that she wasn't gonna stick around in these ruins. He was
Right.
nearby, but not in this specific spot.
Maybe we should go find a spot under a rock or something to set up camp. Have a little cover.
But let's make sure
Probably
we're
a
a little
good
bit
idea.
away. Let's get a little ways away from the door here.
Yeah.
Probably the best idea.
But now that you're out of this delicious mist, Neavara, you feel absolutely famished.
Like actually famished or just like
Uh-oh.
magically famished? The same vibe.
Both? Yes.
Ugh. Neavar's like falls down like just like face first. Like, ugh, my god. Very
Yeah.
annoying how hungry I am at the moment.
Let's
Neovar,
get this
you
woman
okay?
some food.
I don't know if that's actually going to help me or not at this point. She's going to let go of the rod, though.
Charles pick it up for her. Goodness, let's get you out of here, Rada.
I
gonna-
am going
he's
to
gonna
suggest
Grab her by the arm and help her away from
Some-
the place.
someone else gets to do it next time.
I guess I could try. I'm a
It
little magically
hungers.
inclined.
Ooh, I don't know if there's going to be enough magical energy for that thing to feed on. Not going to
Has it
lie.
been feeding on you?
Cha, how else
needs-
were you interpreting
Oh,
me
that's
saying
what
that
it
I had no
does.
longer had access to my magic?
So it doesn't only feed on like the anomalies, but just magic itself?
All right, it needs it to function then, eh?
Like, I powered it with a second level spell, but that wasn't enough.
It's just stealing it from you the whole time? I thought it was the place that
Apparently.
messed with your spells, not the
No.
rod.
The rod is hungry, and it's only been getting hungrier, and now I'm extremely hungry. Now,
Cha
thankfully,
looks down at it and is like, "Ooh."
thankfully, I was never inclined to cannibalism.
Actually, Cha, you can give me a history.
Sure. History. 14.
Okay. Some generic detail. Hunger is not something that is entirely unheard of in the Hells either. Some creatures just
Oh, for
always
sure.
have an eternal, insatiable hunger. But you also know, the location that this thing came from probably wasn't from there. But just, aligning that thought process. There are things that their entire existence is to feed, which is both horrifying and almost worth pity. Like, imagine living an entire existence never being satiated.
Wow. It is like the denizens of hell, the lowest, the lemurs, and the hungry ghosts.
Let's set up a camp over here and pull out that coin that's going to give us a big fat meal and get some food in our friend here and in all of us before we have a good sleep. Let's set up camp.
I believe you guys have
Good
used
call.
that today.
Yeah, I think we did use it this morning.
We did?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
first thing.
Oh, I don't remember
So,
that.
Neavara digs into her
Take
bag
a rest.
and pulls out a thing of her rations. And she's like, I've not had to use these as often as I thought I would.
I've got some great venison jerky here for you, Niavara.
I've got the horse jerky.
I also have food if you guys need it.
Hey, Cubed, how's this banana looking that I've been carrying around?
It still looks fresh and
no.
in perfect condition.
Maybe we should have Kozak
Like
hold
fresh,
the
That
like
is a
right off the
suspect
vine.
out into
banana.
the mist.
I just
That's
picture
a-
Kozak like walking up to the rest of the group as we're kind of worried about Niavara. Kozak's just bananas peeled already, mouth full. She's like, what are you guys doing?
Didn't he already eat one of the horrifying magic bananas we found in this world?
I found this one somewhere else
Right.
That was
now,
the one that was
maybe
in
in
the
a
bar.
bar or something.
The
Yeah, it
fact
was
that
a
you pulled it
bar.
out looking like that is very concerning,
It's
I
a
have to
bar
say.
banana,
Yeah,
even.
it's kind of been just in my belt here. I'm gonna
Hasn't it
cast
been a few days.
Yeah, it's the Feywild. Anything goes, right? So I'll cast Detect Magic on it, and maybe that'll.
A little bit late, mate.
Actually, now's the perfect time. Because when
After
you
he ate half
cast
of it.
Detect Magic in the dungeon, it was just overwhelmed constantly.
It was kind of like I got a backlash, kind of, yeah. So, do I sense any magic?
Yes, you do.
In the banana?
Yes, it is.
Hmm. Let's see.
You can detect
Uh,
anything within 30 feet, right?
Yes, he can. Is it just a banana you're looking at?
I'm not sure, am I? Seems like it might have some sort of enchantment. I'm inclined to think that it might be nutritious.
Well, especially for Neavara, if she's been drained magically, eh?
Something tells me she might have to be convinced to try eating this, but
I was like, don't eat it. It's magic. You don't even know what it does.
You know what? Fuck it. Neavara is like I have had so many
She'll
poisons
eat
over the course
anything
of
at
my
this
life.
point.
Oh
Well,
my
no,
god.
not just that, but like drow do in fact train their young. If you want them to survive, you do have to get
So-
training in like eating poison.
right,
And
could it get worse?
the magic that you detect in it, because detect magic identifies a school
What
if you
tells
focus
that
on it,
School.
is
Yeah.
you detect a hint of abjuration.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Hint.
A hint of abjuration.
Yeah, because it's a banana. You know, it's food. It's always a hint, a pinch of salt, a hint of abjuration.
Well, I pull it out of my belt there where it's been nice and safe, and I hand it over. I say, "This might help you."
You know, it was just sitting around in a bar. It might just be for anybody. Maybe it has a magical pick-me-up or something.
You know what? Neavara's gonna eat it. Like, you know what? She has been fed poison over the years. It's probably not the worst thing she's gonna have eaten in her life.
You
Kozik
know,
feels gratified that she's gonna give it a try.
not the fact that it could be poison. She thinks it could be poison.
We're all gonna eat a magical banana by the end of this campaign.
So you partake of a magical banana.
Okay.
It is not poison.
All of
Good.
us are just Neavara.
Varsh, I mean, she's eating
Just
it.
Nevar.
Yeah, she's the one who needs
She's
it.
famished. She's ravenous.
Let's
How you
see.
feeling, love? You feeling all right?
It removes that effect.
So it's not poisoned. There's that.
Well, that's
You
a
Lilith's
good
cer-
part
start.
cleared.
You certainly don't feel hungry anymore.
Magically or otherwise.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
But
that
you
is
are
curious.
negative one banana.
Okay.
Yes.
Nevar's hit points, have they been restored after she fucked herself up rescuing Zed?
Hey. Interesting.
Or does she have access back to Sacred Flame?
Not yet. You get a feeling
Rats.
that you just kind of, may need to rest and recover kind of thing.
So she will sit up and she'll be like, all right, so game plan then.
Let's set up
Obviously,
camp.
that too.
All right.
Tomorrow we're going to have to decide what we're going to do in order to sort of test out our hypothesis, because I don't have very many magic items. I specifically have my corrupting daggers, and you know what? I don't know if I want to let go of them by accidentally getting them cursed.
I don't think any of us
Can
want
you
to
explain
get rid
this
of our
here?
stuff.
Why are you worried about your magical items?
So, the theory goes is that Chaw's ring was attuned to him, and when he entered the area with the was it a throne? I believe it was something to that extent. Not the one that we were just
It was
in, of
like a
course, a different
seat.
one.
It's like a lesser throne.
So when we went in there, that is when Chaw's ring began shrinking into a coin and nearly chopped his finger off. However, notably, it was only his ring that was impacted. Do you have any other magical items that you had at that time, Chaw?
I do. They were not they were not affected.
But you had them at that time. What are they?
Correct. Well, I have my magical hat here, my beautiful hat of disguise, and he changes into like a tall, lanky blue elf, and then changes back to himself. And I had my crossbow. This has some magical, arcane bolts to fire out of it. Doesn't require ammunition. So I have some good stuff that was not affected. Maybe it
And-
was random.
And people say monks are the ones that need the least magical items.
So what's the theory then, Miyavara?
Hey, how's it going, Fallen?
Well,
howdy,
it's
howdy.
more of a question of we know that it's the room. We know that the rod can prevent it from happening, but we don't know precisely what will change. The only item that we've seen change is a magical item equipped to Chaw. It doesn't seem like mundane items can be affected so far. However, I'm more saying if it is only attracted to magical items, my only magical item are these corrupting daggers. And she flips them around in one finger.
And we still don't know if it was a specific room or a specific throne or whatever it is that changed that.
It
we're
seems to
thinking
me
it
like
was
the
the
general
mist.
aura of the place that the rod is responding to.
Actually,
Okay.
I
they're
got
not in
too
here, so
far
they
away
wouldn't see
from
this
Miyavara,
change.
from
And
her rod, and
precisely.
that's when it happened.
Their backdrop.
Ah, okay.
But in the meantime, Niavara fishes through the rest of her bag, rolls out her bedroll. It's time for me to sleep because Jesus fuck.
I'm right there with you.
Yes, let's rest, everybody. I'll take the first watch.
Oh, good. The nice picture's back. That's good.
I take the banana peel and kind of toss it in the nice direction, maybe 15 feet away from us, 15 or 20 feet away.
A
Maybe
nice
somebody flip-
direction.
Like less
And
obviously being litter. That's all.
Sorry pulls out her dagger and throws it boom, right in the middle of the peel. And she just smiles to herself.
Oh, that's impressive.
You're getting good at throwing those thingies.
Well, thank you. Been working on it.
When we go back inside, I highly recommend thinking carefully about what spells we're bringing to the table, such that we are, able to sense how many traps we're about to walk into, magically, undead or otherwise.
Right.
Right,
That would be a great
anti-undead
idea.
stuff.
Sari goes and picks up her dagger and thinks about that. Let's see.
I will do the morning watch, like in the early hours in the morning, as no doubt I will be spending some time praying to reattune my spells to be more useful. But with that said, Niavar is going to just lay down and call it quits. Good
Hey,
night.
rest well. You did great down there. We kicked Spectral butt. Good job, team. Now go take a rest.
Kind of like
Who is
tired
the
person
Chazwell?
Chaw's gonna
laying down.
sit. Chaw's gonna get it and gonna sit down, cross his legs, and just start scanning the environment. Give everybody a rest.
So Child's on first watch then?
Yeah.
Doki. Perception, I guess.
That'll do second.
You got it. All right, perception. Here we go. It's gonna keep an eye out toward the ruin too, or away from it, but he's gonna also be gazing in its direction. 15.
A 15 first watch. All right. So with the 15, as everybody's, going to rest and lay down, it's where you hear the sounds of children laughter nearby.
I don't hear a bloody thing. I'm going to sleep.
Cha looks around and is like, creepy. They're a bunch of kids looking. Does he see anything? He only hears it.
Just hears them.
Oh, that's just some of the Fae folk having a nice time.
Sorry, you're asleep.
Right.
Cha's gonna get up, just kind of slowly step toward the sound where he heard it. Was it coming from a specific direction?
That direction
Or
over
just
there.
all around? Just kind of it's just over there. Cha just stands up and kind of takes a few steps toward it and looks out there really closely, squinting his eyes. Got his dark vision.
You can swear you see some light emerging from the other side of the trees, but you can't make out an image because of just kind of the obscured vision. But it kind of sounds like the childlike laughter is moving away from you.
Cha starts kind of breathing heavily. So he squats down, puts his hand on the ground, and is like, Feywild. And he resists a devilish urge to follow the sound and the lights, having heard enough stories about his childhood of travelers being lured off the path from strange creatures in the Fae. He goes and sits down uneasily, just darting his eyes around.
Also, with that 15, you could, a little bit later, you can, like, this is just before, I believe Zed's coming up next on the watch. So, like, just before Zed, it's Zed's turn to partake of the watch. You could swear you can hear, like maybe it's the wind, right? You're pretty sure there's a little gust of wind every so often. Maybe it's a rustling of trees, but it almost sounds like maybe words on the wind. No, that can't be. It's just the wind. Not laughter. Not joy. Not excitement. It's kind of like there. It sounds like the wind, and then maybe the hint of a whisper, but then it's like it's so obscured. It's just like, maybe it's the wind. But you're only aware of this because you've become very hyper aware of your situation.
Yeah. Cha doesn't want to bother everybody unless it seems obviously dangerous, but he's listening closely and looking all around.
But beyond that,
so he goes to shake Zed awake a little bit, but kind of leans down and whispers, Zed, hey buddy, it's your turn. But listen, there's something strange in the area. Lights in the forest and strange sounds on the wind. And it could just be me and I'm going crazy, but it might be something strange about this area. So just thing attacked us, but be wary.
Zed's gonna reach up and kind of put his hand on Shaw's shoulder and kind of like do a couple of pats. Hi, mate. I'll keep an eye out, but hey, get some rest. We're gonna need it.
Okay, I'll try. Thanks, buddy. Gives him a predator high five.
Dylan.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
And
So
then he
Zed,
kind of
Zed's gonna
lays
prop
down.
himself up on like the base of one of these trees that we're probably sitting next to, and start looking around, keeping an eye out.
Deceiving, as one might.
Yep.
Receive.
There it is. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, no, your watch goes uneventfully. No whispers, no childlike laughter. But you're probably lost in thought. A lot kind of went on today.
Yeah, I can imagine Zed's looking around trying to keep a watch, but he's probably got his silver raven talisman out, and he's just kind of rubbing on it like he normally does. And like you said, maybe just getting a little bit distracted with thinking about all the things that has just been going on. Getting little one back, and then now we're already back here again.
Yeah, so pretty much nothing goes on in your watch.
All right.
I don't know if anybody else is taking.
I think
Niavara in the
Niavara was
morning.
gonna do.
I'll take a
Yeah.
watch. Sorry, can take a watch.
Opal would also wake up after the first 2 watches.
Niavara doing the morning watch at the same time as their prayers.
Sorry's definitely feeling not as bad as others. He's ready for a watch.
Resting is boring anyways. Perception check, by the way.
Yep.
Shoot.
And Niavara's doing
Yeah.
her daily prayers.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Sorry, if you want, you could roll perception as well. If you're gonna be doing the watch.
Yeah.
Which watch? That's the important part.
Sorry was actually stepping up to take the morning watch, I believe.
Like, I'm imagining these are like 3-hour shifts, so like 3.
Well, how long is a long rest?
8 hours, I think.
6 to 8.
Well, so I'm on the third watch while people are still sleeping.
Yeah.
So
Zed,
yeah, it would be 3, 2.
Zed'll kind of, as he's going to lay back down, he'll probably just maybe be a little bit too loud, and instead of just waking up Niavara, wakes up Opal and Sari as well. He's like, "Oh, apologies. I'm gonna go to sleep. It was quiet."
Good one. Nice.
No problem, Zedric.
Right. Guys, go back to sleep. I've got the watch.
Kozik is unmoved.
Kozik, I imagine, is sleeping like he got hit in the head with a brick.
Sleeps like a rock.
Dreaming of dwarven breakfasts and such. Yep.
Sorry, Opal and Niavara can all do a watch together. It'd be a good time if you wanted to.
Oh
RP it.
no, Opal and
yeah.
Niavara had some definite stuff go down in there. And Sari's fine taking a watch.
Oh,
They
we'll
need
be
some
fine.
sleep. Opal is down to 11 hit points, so.
It can't
I-
hurt to have more than one person do watch. To be honest.
Precisely.
Well, how come the fellas got to? Never mind.
I mean, none of them. Nobody said they wanted to have a watch with me, so I just took it.
Yeah.
Why are you so intent on me sharing my watch, Shaw?
Opal's
Niavara
like,
is up in
In
the
that
morning
case,
anyway.
fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Have a good rest
Oh.
of the night. Opal can just slither off and go sit back down and nap continuously.
Oh,
Oh,
she
good
really
one.
got
Just-
trashed. She got trashed.
Just for the record, too. Sorry, since you've just recently joined us. Same with Opal. It's kind of been a character trope for Niavara that she's always the one that's up before everyone
Uh-huh.
because of a multitude of reasons, I would say, not to get into her character, but she's always up before everyone. So it's yeah, I guess even if she wasn't helping you with the watch, she would still be awake.
Uh-huh.
Niavara is pretty religiously devoted, and so gets up pretty early.
Yep, and you perform your usual daily ritual.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing a 14 doesn't help. Sorry, did you have you rolled perception yet to see what you notice on your watch?
I have not. Let's see.
Because I'm going to be fucking with my spell slots.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay, there it is. So, Niavar, when you were sleeping, like this is the sort of maybe why. I mean, that's still a good perception. But then this is probably how you woke up early in the morning, right? So you went to sleep, and everybody kind of did their thing. And as you were resting, you had a very restless evening. You had dreams. You had dreams of basically floating in the void. No stars, no life, no light. Until a singular speck of light appeared in front of you. And mind you, your body's just floating. You have no control. There's no ground beneath you. There's no sky above you. There's nothing. It is a void of just nothing. And from the distance, a very dim light emerges, and then it gets brighter and brighter, larger. And as it gets closer, you start to see a form. Well, what you think is a form. It's just a giant, like, smiling mouth with
Ugh.
very sharp teeth. But as it gets closer and closer, notice that there's no face attached to it. It is just a mouth. And then it gets greater, larger. You don't know how far away this thing is. And then you notice another mouth on the side of it, and another, and another, and several. And it gets closer and larger. You notice the flesh on its body, quote unquote body, is the only thing that holds this together. And then more mouths. Some with sharp teeth, some of normal, normal teeth, some with fangs. And it gets so close to you that you can almost swear that you can smell the breath. The horrid, horrific aromas of the worst case of morning breath multiplied by 100. Which is apt, because there are now hundreds of mouths. And then thousands. And then you just lose track of how many there are. And they are all like gnawing at nothing, gnawing at the air that doesn't exist, gnawing at anything that they can. But there's nothing for them to grab onto. And it's just an amalgamation of flesh and mouths hungering so. And much like, a dune sandworm, there is a centralized mouth that opens up in front of you as if moving to attempt to consume you. But then you snap out of it and wake up in the morning, covered in sweat, breathing heavily.
This is creepy, unfortunate, sad. Niavara is going to definitely work on her prayers to get that out of her mind. Like at first, like describing it, like her first thought would be like a vision of the devourer because his symbol is oftentimes just a giant shark mouth. But then I think that she would piece together like they were so hungry. Well, she was holding a rod that was very extremely hungry from a tomb of the undead. I think she would sort of meditate on the idea of like, was the rod that the spirit of the rod?
Are you all right, Niavara?
A very unsettling vision, if you will. Sorry. I don't know how much you connect with religion, particularly considering your oath. I know that paladins don't necessarily have to be religiously motivated.
Well, I'm certainly connected with the spirit of all that's good.
Hmm. Niavara won't
And I
touch
mean
that.
that in the largest sense. I mean that in the largest sense.
She
Not
won't.
what's good on the outside as defined by society, but what's good at its heart.
I witnessed in my dream, I was in like lost in a void. Not like the normal type of void that I'm familiar with either. This would be, I guess, like true darkness. Weightless, sightless. Lost in space, or perhaps hell. Old and alone, and then in the distance, a giant mouth with many teeth.
Oh
And
my
it seemed
God.
that on all sides of that mouth were more teeth and more mouths, until it was some sort of horrifying amalgamation, slowly creeping on upon me with the idea in my mind that it was very, very hungry. And the only thing in that void with us was of course, it and myself.
Oh my God.
You really sound like you need
That sounds
breakfast.
horrifying.
So
I'll be
he-
clear. I do not particularly enjoy the Devourer as a god. He is the least favorite of my faith, Mr. Sher Khan, so call it an ill omen to begin with.
Hmm. Wow.
I think I will be offering this rod out to someone else with magical potential.
I think Chaw's still holding on to it.
I don't know if Chaw's going to be able to actually power it or not. Does Chaw have access to second level spells?
He doesn't have access to spell slots. He has innate magical spells connected to his key studies.
Out
Might
of
have to use
character,
key points or something.
out of character, the mechanic of it seemed to be that like it was directly correlated with how big the area of effect is.
And
Gotcha.
by the way, with that 14, this is after you woke up, right? So with the 14, you kind of look at you kind of feel like, how would I describe it? Kind of feels like somebody maybe like slapped you on like the wrist or something. Like if somebody pulls you too quickly, and it kind of like you can feel that like tension, not tension, but like the strain of being pulled so like rapidly. Kind of feels like that.
Little bit of whiplash, if you will.
So, Dungeon Master, would Chaw's key points and his connection to key be able to power this rod in a similar way as magic slots?
I don't know.
He has not tried.
I also
Niavara,
I would like.
if Chaw can't use the rod, I've got the magic to use it.
So before
yeah.
Chaw went to, or while he was doing his
Gotta get to Sara's
his
thing.
watch, actually, if we could retroactively go back, I would like to have him try to see if he could activate this rod using key. And he'll use let's see, he has 3 points left. I'll say he uses 2 points of his key to see if it does anything similar. No, sorry, he only had 1 point left.
You
For the
didn't. You
sleep.
didn't get enough rest to get more key.
Well, no, this is while he was doing his watch.
Oh, I see.
So it
Okay.
was before he rested. So he's gonna try 1 key point and see if it does anything to power this rod. He's messing around with it during his watch.
Sure, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie.
And I'll get to Sari's 19 in a second.
7.
You most definitely use your key, and you most definitely feel as if the rod is, it is partaking of this beast.
Ah, okay. And does it seem like it has a similar sort of range or radius as what we experienced?
Before we get to that, I'm also going to need a Constitution save now,
Okie dokie.
or you will take level of exhaustion.
Oh dear.
Okay, gotcha. Con save. 18.
That is enough to not feel as if you input your key into this and it felt like something was trying to, because key, it's the magic that flows through you just as much as magic does.
Right.
However, you also feel as if, almost as if the key you put in, the amount of magical prowess that you input into this, almost like something is trying to take more than you have to offer. And for just a moment, you almost feel like you were about to get, real tired.
Some of the effects that Niavara had holding this thing. Just the weird stuff that happened to her. Okay. Sorry,
So-
you can continue.
Sorry, with your 19, and this was the watch at the same time?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you kind of saw, maybe I'd say like, you kind of maybe heard Niavara just tossing and turning a lot. Very restless evening in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But she gets up and goes to do her morning ritual. And it's kind of, from your perspective, it kind of looks like maybe some of the cloth on her clothing has been like, not really ripped, but like pulled. Like if you pull too hard on some cloth kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Anything else?
Nope, that's about it.
Niavara?
Hmm.
I'm just wondering if you can check with yourself, might there have been, besides this image that you had in your mind with this horrid mouth, might there have been anything, any kind of spectral entity or something around you? Because it's looking like your clothes have just been yanked on, and I'm wondering if there was anything pulling on you outside of your body, not just inside.
And she'll think on that for a moment. And she'll be like, honestly, being completely honest here, this dress that I wear is my older sister's. It's a little too big for me, so if I pulled on it accidentally, that's totally possible. I do think that something pulled on me, but I didn't feel like in my clothes, like more like in my body. But she'll double check it.
Yeah, there's definitely some like frays now, stretches, places where the weave has been weakened.
Like, actually ripped at? Oh, that's gonna piss her off. She's like, I stole this fair and square.
But it's only
unironically,
in one spot.
You stole the
Uh,
dress from your sister?
yes. The shirt's Veldrin's, and she'll like hold up the little gray outfit that she has on top, like beneath her armor.
Did you steal it from Veldrin too?
Oh no, that one he gave. My sister would not give anything willingly to me.
I don't know if you've ever talked about your sister. What's she like?
A proper drow matron in the making.
Hmm. Does that disappoint you, or?
I think I'm disappointing her more than she's ever disappointed me.
Oh,
Regardless, this is just irritating. Where on the dress has it actually been pulled though? Like on the back? On the side?
It's on the back. It looks like somebody just yanked on the cloth. And I don't remember seeing it like that before we went to bed.
I mean, I'll ask Zedrin to mend it because I obviously can't. But that is a concerning aspect.
I could try. If it was torn in two, I know this would work, but
It fixes that stuff
It's
too.
fraying. It's fraying. If it was torn in two, I could just sew it, but this isn't quite that.
Yeah, mending would just put it right back to normal.
perfect.
wow!
Actually,
good
it
stuff,
specifically
Zed.
says you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage. So it's actually like the time that it has spent on your body, like just over time, as clothing does. It's almost like like a brand new dress or brand new clothing. Like it's because it specifically says leaving no trace of the former damage. So any damage it sustained over the time, like small rips and tears from you wearing it or having it all the years, is just gone. It's like brand new.
Niavara's dress immediately becomes like one size larger. She's drowning in it. She's like, God damn it.
I didn't know that wasn't supposed to be.
Well, no, I understand that in theory. I have done substantial alterations on this item.
Zed just feels guilty.
It is quite all right. I can pin it up.
Yeah, we'll get it all wet with hot water and then put it in the sun, and maybe it'll shrink it.
Oh, no. That's not necessary.
I'm just more concerned about what may have initially caused the damage overnight.
Hmm.
And there was nothing
Well, there
around
were
when I was
strange.
up on watch.
There were some strange voices on the
Oh,
wind when I was
right.
watching, and
Right, you said
there
you
were
heard some
strange,
laughter.
there
I wonder
was
if there's been
laughter, like
some
from
little
children,
pixies or
some
fairies
lights.
around last night.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah,
I
But
wonder
by
why
the way, Zed,
some little troublemakers.
Zed, you've got a business in the making, buddy. Look what you did to that thing. We should set up a shop. I mean, people would come far and wide.
I actually
Oh,
never
don't
thought about that.
don't forget about your nightclub though, Cha.
Of course, no. I mean, we're going to have a conglomerate corporation when we settle somewhere. Though all of us have incredible skills. Look at that. I would keep you on retainer for my nightclub just to fix things. I mean, that's incredible. Where do you get this stuff? Look at that. Gosh,
came free with
you are
spellcasting.
all amazing people.
However, Niavara is just simply going to she's taken pins out of her hair, so it's like fallen down, and so she's using that to pin up the back of her dress so that it's not literally falling off her. And she's like, "All right,
Niavara, you're a pinup."
very funny." With that settled, I believe that for all of us who have spells, to be ready to go in.
Yes, I'm ready.
Niavara is then going to take out while everyone is getting ready, putting their stuff away. She's going to take out her rune laid sticks from her pack in order to be able to cast augury.
Augury.
By the bones of the traveler. We're about to go back into a horrible dungeon. I believe, if nothing else, it's going to be worth knowing what we're walking into.
I've never
By-
heard of this spell.
By all means,
Oh yeah, I've seen this one played in Critical Role.
describe what it
Pretty
looks
cool.
like as this is your first time casting this.
What's it called? An augury spell?
Augury.
It's a divination spell.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's
So,
like casting bones. It's like a yeah, it's like a tarot.
So Niavara specifically has, you've seen the symbol of the traveler. It's runes, rune-covered bones that end up oftentimes in the shape of the sovereign host. However, this time she's, instead of being in any particular shape, she casts them forth upon the earth, asking for the wisdom to evolve. Specifically, she wants to know what's going to happen if they go back inside. What waits us?
I have a couple of things.
Cool. I love that spell.
Yep, that's actually what I had in mind. Okay, yep. So you cast this spell, and you get a pretty overwhelming feeling of woe.
Mm.
Ooh, she shudders.
Uh-oh.
She picks up her sticks. And she's ultimately thinking on it. And she says, I believe that the omens are saying that we do not go back in.
What?
And you know-
Why?
and you know what,
We
since
kicked
they're
ass in there
sticks-
yesterday.
And since they're sticks, I'll even say, even visually, just how you would interpret it. Maybe it takes the shape of a heart with, an arrow through it or something. Kind of like the shape of a heart and another stick that kind of pierces the heart.
Mm,
We'll find love in there. Oh,
So-
sounds good.
I rather not.
What do you mean, Niavara? We got to clear it out so it's safer, right? Wasn't that the plan?
Listen, my
Well, no,
friend.
we said that we would try to clear it out, but if we weren't able to, we would attempt to locate a safer spot for the smokes to go.
I mean,
If
we
I
killed
was
that son of a
anticipating
bitch in there.
Listen, my friends. I've got a strong sense of magic, and I really believe in Niavara, and I believe in the magic she casts, and I trust what she's feeling. I absolutely trust her.
You know me. If I thought that I was the one who was the major proponent of coming back here to do this.
Yeah, she wouldn't
That
just be
I am-
saying, let's no go back for nothing.
Well, there was
So
something
she
else
lifts
in
up her
there.
s-
Something else was alive. We wanted to smash it.
I think we
Something
can find
else that
another
might
smash
be
jaw.
And it might be outside of our capabilities right now. We almost died in there. And I'm going to be completely honest, Chaw. If it is anything similar to a lich in there, I don't think we can face it as we are right now. I think we would be walking into a trap. We already were, and we saw it. If the omens said that good and bad things could come of us, there would be that result. It would be weal and woe. But rather, we only have woe, meaning exclusively bad things.
Just to play devil's advocate. I'm great with the
Haha.
puns today. What if you were being messed with pretty heavily with your magics and whatnot? Do you think it could be screwing with your head with your spell right now and not be
No.
telling the
Can
truth?
Niavara do some sort of insight check to see if, like, to double check her vibes?
I think it's
Also,
up
Are
to
you
the
inciting
bad
target.
yourself?
As in, like, you know,
Nice.
like a mental reflection, if you will.
I like that self insight.
said going along the lines of Chaw here. You said that we should expect a woe, but is it those bad results for us, or are we providing bad results for whatever's in there?
I
Ooh,
asked
good-
what
good
would
question.
become of us. Like, what would happen to us if we went back in?
Ah, okay. Well, that's
If we
definitely
went
ominous then.
back in. Hey, speaking of which, can you use your spells again? Did they come back?
Niavara will attempt to cast Sacred Flame.
You definitely feel as though you have reestablished a connection.
Oh, that's
Does she have a re-established connection to her additional health point?
Yes, because that goes away after a long rest.
Okay.
Oh.
So we should be so grateful that we got
Something
out of
else.
there as it was. And not going to lie, I'm just going to be honest here. We go in there the first time and the statues become mind flayers. We go in there the second time and they're instead not quite liches. I think that this place, no matter what it is, it's borrowing trouble. And it's a symbol of the most evil parts of the Feywild based off the murals that we saw on the wall.
But it
I
was
think
that
that we
thing that
condemn
we
this
fought.
place.
That thing that we
I
fought
say-
was messing with our heads. That was why
but we don't know
everything was
that.
changing.
But we don't know that. There might be more in there still. And I think that the woe in particular is saying that we do not try and attempt this until we are a stronger party.
And we've gone in there twice and kicked ass and found cool stuff too.
And we think that there
Listen,
might be
Opal
a
almost
god in
died.
there. Twice.
No, nobody died. We're good to go. Look at us.
Opal almost died. And listen, my friend, you should trust your mate. You should trust
I
your
do.
mate.
I trust Niavara. I trust all of you. That's why I'm so confident we can kick ass in there again.
Well, you should trust her intuition here. You should really trust her, Cha. She's not the kind of person that's gonna be screaming, oh no, something must be wrong, unless there's really something going on. She's not that kind of person from what I've seen. And I think you should really listen.
I agree, and I do think it might just need to be posed for all of us to consider. If there's something in there that, to Chaw's point, even we can't handle, is it right for us now? I seem like I'm all high and mighty. Is it right for us to leave it to just continue to do whatever sort of evil that? I mean, so far we've been the only people that, well, we've saved individuals from there, and we've come back and we've destroyed some individuals that were in there.
But that's where I'm saying. I'm not saying that we have to simply leave it and return back to the town. No, I'm saying that we do our continued job for Tamara, which was to find somewhere else in this area for the smokes to go instead, that was not, sacrificing them to some dark god.
I'd like to hear Niavara's self-insight check and see if she still is feeling this way.
And it might be
Oh, was I
about
giving the clerics?
right now is not the right time to go in, but it later could
Nice.
be.
She knows herself. Let's see. Do you believe
That's
yourself?
great. That's great.
Classic.
From a meta level, no, Niavara does not believe in herself. However, in character, she would say she does.
Is this magic box that we've recovered prize enough to return with?
Oh, no. That thing needs to be destroyed. If we have not already stabbed that heart, Niavara
sure.
is so hard on the kill the heart.
Yeah, that stuff reminds me of hell. big time, buddy. We got to take that to Lady Miriam and have her. I mean, if we trust her enough, maybe she'll destroy it.
So do you suspect that if we open these jars, it will resurrect whatever creature they came
No.
from?
I'm saying that those
What's the
jars are
thing?
keeping whatever creature they're attached to alive, which is why you kill them.
That's my
Most
feeling.
likely they're heavily enchanted, Kozik, and they can't just be, just chopped up. They've got to be, I don't know, some weird rituals and to destroy them.
Right.
That's some ugly stuff right there, man. There was a living eyeball. The jar.
It
You
moved,
eat it,
but we don't know
obviously.
if it's alive.
I mean, it's alive. The heart is beating.
It looks,
The hand
but
is
we don't
moving.
know if it can see.
It's
The heart
Cody,
watching
how
us.
many times
Can
have
it
you seen a
feel?
It's
beating
watching
heart
us.
without a
It's
body?
feeling us.
Well, right now it's in another dimension, so I think we're
Right,
good to
but it
go.
was watching us and it was feeling us, and it was doing its due diligence for its master, and it's not a good being, whatever it is.
So I want to hear what Neovar has to say here.
They're all mouth.
So what is the self-insight check reveal, if anything?
I mean, whatever it is that your character would feel.
Oh, rats. I was hoping to have a sort of vibe on
Oh,
does
how
it
much
feel
does
like
she
my
trust her
magic
auguries?
is
Yeah.
my magic being fucked with by outside sources?
But I thought that
I mean,
22 said that
obviously-
you trusted yourself. You trusted your intuition here.
Well, specifically, it was about the spell. Like, can she trust the spell and what it said?
I
Right.
mean, technically speaking, all auguries are coming from someone else. That's the whole point. You're getting divine intervention.
Right. So it's about your connection and about your magic and all that.
So I will say, I will frame it from a perspective of Neovar's religion and say it like this. The Traveler does expect us to go down paths that will expect us to grow, and not all paths are as we expect them to be. Obviously you must adapt or die. However, there is such a thing as, unnecessary hardship. And the Traveler would not put us into a situation that we could not get ourselves out of. And I think his choosing to avoid us going back in there is a specific sign that we perhaps should not go down that path. That perhaps that path ends in a dead end.
Right.
Well,
And so-
okay, if y'all feel that way.
His
We checked
The
out. We
advice-
checked out every room we could find. We kicked ass in every room except that last one where the crystals were. There was something in there.
There were a couple more rooms, but I feel strongly that I think that if we go back inside, we're going to find something that we might not be able to beat. So I think instead we spend the rest of this day looking for somewhere else in the area that we can mark for Tamara to be able to use. That won't have the spirit of a dead god in it.
And can
don't
I
think we need
suggest
to do
we
that.
could also
the dryad,
look for...
the dryad marked this place. She knows now. We can just go home.
Well, no, I'm saying we told her that not only would we tell her that if we could or couldn't fix this place, but we would try and find somewhere else.
And I was
Because
still
Dryad
thinking-
lady, are you here? Are you around?
He's not in this current area.
As to Zed's
Okay.
concern about, about leaving something that nasty there for others to find, maybe we can find somewhere else another magical item that could really help us, and we could go back in and clear it out. But as of now,
we don't even know what it is. We're running away
Well,
from
we
something
know
we
that
don't even
we-
know.
we're not ready for whatever it is, and so we need more firepower, as it were.
precisely the point. I'm not saying we just leave this forever. I'm saying we regroup, we reorganize, and then we come back and kick some lich ass when we're preferably a little bit more on that level. I don't
will
want
say-
to
I will say
power word kill
historically,
cast on me.
I will say historically, given the fact that this is the only place we've ever gone back to twice, there's a chance that we never come back here again.
Agreed.
Hmm.
We need to move
So-
on. We don't live here. We're trying to get back to the material plane. We were just screwing around in this world.
So how
We
long
could
have you
just-
guys been having this conversation?
Many. Long.
Probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay. Oh, you said 30 minutes, right?
20,
20 or 30 minutes. Yeah.
25.
Not to be
That
to
was
make
very
my own
pretentious.
concerns.
Cubed is being very pretentious.
No, I'm just reading the timer on that spell.
Which spell?
Oh, from the rod.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he was gonna.
well,
He was
no,
gonna do
that
that
was
again.
potential. That was a
Oh, the
potential.
augury.
The augury
Well,
spell.
no, the next a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. At that time when she cast that spell,
Oh,
they were
I
planning
see.
on going
Gotcha.
in. However,
So
Right,
the danger could
right.
have passed in that 30 minutes, or it could have gotten
Uh,
worse.
well, not just that, but it doesn't
No.
take into consideration any possible circumstance that might change the outcome. For example, us talking for the next 30 minutes instead of actually going in. That's what I'm pointing out. It's saying we planned originally to just go straight back into the dungeon. Instead,
Listen.
Right.
we got the reading, and rather than go in as we planned, we might be altering our plans. But it specifically says it doesn't take into account any alterations.
Listen, if 30 minutes
You
could
casting
change
that
what's going to
spell
happen in there, it
definitely
can change
altered
it
our
again.
plans. You casting that spell definitely altered our plans. Look at us. We're not even going to go back in now.
If it's that changeable, it's not
I'll s-
safe.
Yeah. Also, to make my own concerns available to the group, what's to say that if this thing gets more powerful and we aren't here, it's not going to come after us?
Oh, I don't think
That's
it's
why you
gonna
just stab
follow.
the heart.
Sure. We go and take care of it now. I'm surprised. I have to say, I'm surprised at everybody.
Oh,
We
the
are kicking
bloodluster.
acid there. We're kicking out. We're destroying evil and protecting the realm. And we're walking away now because of a single spell that says maybe it's going to be bad in there. It's already been bad in there.
It's
We're
not
walking
saying
away
that it's
because
maybe
our friend has
going to be bad. We're saying that we're walking away because we know it's going to be bad.
Exactly. I trust Niavara. I don't
And it
think
was
she'd be
great
just.
before.
I trust Niavara. I trust our skills
But
too.
you've got a big butt there, don't you?
I don't want to just keep pushing back, but we knew it was going to be bad going in.
I feel like, while I do agree with Niavara's statement that we might come across something that we cannot defeat,
Oh my God! Look at us
abandoning
second
this
guessing
here.
ourselves.
abandoning this here might not be the play.
I
Why
hate
not?
divination spells now. I hate them.
I
Alright.
will actually point out that they are one of the most useful spells out there, Chaw.
Exactly.
That's not
28
useful
minutes
right
in
now. Now we're
countdown.
leaving. We're leaving our mission.
It's not a mission,
No,
though.
we're not leaving our mission. Our mission is to find a safe place for the smokes. Isn't that what you said?
No, part of our mission was to destroy the evil in there.
Part of
Well,
our
that's always our
mission,
mission.
actually, Chaw, was to see what was in the last room that we weren't able to investigate while we had the smokes.
Okay, that's what selfishly was our mission, which we did, but part of it for Miriam was to destroy the evil in there.
Well, no, we said that we would try. However, if you remember, every single person that we talked about this said, okay, like, if you die, like, it's on you. I say that we got out of this alive so far, and I think we reassess our plans, and we,
Alrighty then.
again, cubed. I'm pointing out the reading of the spell, which is that it's specific plans that you have at that time. Nothing that you do after the casting of the spell actually alters the initial reading.
Well, I'm glad you did the spell. It's like, I think we could kick butt on a lot of things, but okay, there's 20 things in there, we can kick it. There's 2,000 in there, we're dead. So that spell's telling me there's more than we can handle in there if it's coming out with woe. And that's not reflecting bad on us. It just means right now we're not ready for it. That's all it means.
And then lastly, I'm simply going to point this out, that not a single one of you people were able to tell that the rod was doing anything at all to me until I basically came out last night and collapsed.
Right.
Even when I told you something was going on with it, I offered you to hold it and you couldn't feel a thing.
Right.
Shaw, I'm not saying anything of this to like degrade your abilities. You're quite talented in many ways, but you're offering to utilize this rod right now to power it with yourself. I'm concerned that if you go in there doing that, you are going to be eaten. To be consumed by it.
My goodness, so much pessimism because of one spell. You know what? I'm done arguing about it. You've all made up your minds. Cha stuffs away the rod. He's like, I follow wherever you go. I'm not going in without all y'all. So
I'll leave it up to a vote. I'm saying I would rather move things out, but I'm willing to go with the group. So, a vote. Do we
I'm
go
with
back in or not?
Neobara.
As you're
We do
having
not
that
go.
vote, minute 29.
that's funny.
I don't get it, because if that spell is just about within the 30 minutes,
Something happens. So,
I don't think I
You'll see.
understand.
it's okay.
Oh.
You'll see.
That you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
I figure I'd give you
Regardless.
guys plenty of time to discuss. So,
We
as you guys
definitely
are
talked about it
starting
for 30 minutes.
to have the vote, like, should we go in? Should we not? Without really, actually, the question is, how far away did you guys nap? Within eye shot? Or are you having
Within
this discussion like
eyeshot.
right outside? Okay.
Within
I'd say
eyeshot,
we're good.
but a
I'd
ways
say we're
back.
good, like maybe 100 yards away or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the tree line.
So, you all, without having to do any kind of passive perception, this is blatantly obvious. You all see where this, where the ruins are, the buildings, the dilapidated, decayed, overgrown ruins on the above ground, and, well knowing what's under it. You all can observe these giant spectral hands reaching out of the ground, several of them, maybe even hundreds, and they're grabbing at the building, the walls, what is the building or was, and you see it's almost like I don't know if you've ever seen like Pirates of the Dark Water, old cartoon, but kind of like that. They're reaching up to the sky and enveloping the ruins, and just looks like they're dragging it underground.
Whoa.
Like thousands of
Whoa.
hands reaching up and just consuming the building, and you just see it sinking into the ground.
Neovara's
Perhaps
it was
punching
a
it
good-
like,
God.
Goodness.
Quick, let's
Perhaps it
vote
was a
before it
good
disappears.
idea.
Yeah,
Holy
let's vote.
Shit.
Go back in. I'm voting with Neovara. I'm staying the hell away.
That
from
was a good one, Kozik.
I don't think there's anywhere left to
Okay.
go.
Well,
We
not
should probably
anymore.
report
Decision was
that,
made.
right? We should probably let
Definitely.
people know that happened. Because
if
that's
we had been
horrifying.
inside it, I'm just going to be honest, we would have been trapped.
We'd be totally trapped or dead.
Or dead, yes, that too.
So are
Well-
the runes, is it gone now? Are the runes completely devoured by these hands, and have the hands thunk? I'm in character. Sorry. Have the runes been completely devoured by these hands? Are they?
Do you guys
are the
go up
hands
to the ruins?
gone now?
Opal
Yeah.
will very cautiously approach.
Yeah, I think Cha would too. To see
Okay.
if there's still activity of some kind.
So you go up to the edge of where these ruins used to be, and there is just a hole in the ground. There's no signs of what was beneath it. There's no signs of what was above ground. There's even no signs of life right now.
Oh wow!
Almost like it was
there's no,
completely
Sunnydale.
erased.
there's no space that where the rooms might have been. It's just a hole.
It's just a giant. It's like it blinked out of existence. Is the best way to describe it. Not that that's actually what
Like-
happened, but what
Just
was
like
there is no longer there.
Sunnydale after Willow destroys the entire
Wow, where did it
Could
pit
I
of
where
them.
did it
just
go?
ask a quick question to the party? Who opened the box, and weren't there hands coming out of that?
There
Oh, yeah.
was a hand. I also, speaking of the box there, it's. I'm just trying to find the words here. It's a bit odd. Like, we took a box that had living or animated body parts, I guess. If those belong to anyone important that was involved with those ruins, I would assume that the ruins wouldn't just leave.
Maybe
Does that
taking
make
the
any
box
sense?
out
Like,
of the
this is
place dismantled the magic's there.
it's very
Or-
odd. Yeah, but if they
Well-
belong to someone that was controlling that space, you would think that that person would come looking for the items that we took, especially if they were of vital importance, instead of leaving.
Vital.
It could be that way, Zed. But whatever that was, it could also just be a case of it was able to transport what was in the ruins. Whoever those belong to might come looking for them themselves.
Was there
Yeah.
any sense of the red mist still in the hole at all, or anything magical? Or nothing.
So another option, potentially going off that thought process there, Opal. So we were able to take this box. I've got these 3 jars, and I'm assuming these 3 things in the jar are very important. There's a chance that maybe we missed something, and to your point, whoever these parts belong to, realized that there was something else in there that we could have found, and they removed the potential of us finding it by getting rid of the ruins.
I think you guys coming in and out of this
That's
place twice and taking
quite
stuff out of
likely.
it might have not scared, but made
Probably
it clear
jarred
to them that
whoever's.
they couldn't leave it there any further. Now we should probably find our escort back. I mean, if they want to use this giant hole for whatever smoke bases they want, well, it's here.
Right, that's a good point.
Well,
OOC,
thanks,
Cube.
Hole. You gave us a lot of adventure.
Oh, I'm glad we weren't in that thing.
It was the adventure hole.
I take
Is it
the
cube?
I want to get the box out of the bag of holding and
Yay.
examine it.
Oh, I want to leave that thing
box
in there until we get somewhere
It's
else.
still there in its
Yeah.
ornate glory. Do you open it?
Oh.
I must.
So-
Yes.
Kozik the
Oh,
Toucher.
There we go.
Oh, you guys.
he is the
Not
toucher.
a moment's rest.
We already had a long rest.
We
What do you
we
mean?
just got a long rest. We're
Oh, I
good.
Danger of
suppose so,
the
eh?
danger of
It's
this
time
place
it's
is-
time for
We have
danger.
max spells and max health, yeah.
After this, we'll have breakfast.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Let's have breakfast and then open the box and be fully prepared for what comes next. Quick
so
already got-
breakfast,
you
I've
open
got
the
my
box.
thumbs on the latch already.
Kozik
Oh,
already
oh.
did it.
second breakfast.
I have an OOC question, Cube.
Yes.
Now that the ruins are gone, and everything that was inside the ruins, I'm assuming are gone with it. One of the things that we were going to go in there and look for or go and investigate again was the crystal, the like black diamond crystal thing. But if I'm remembering correctly, Zed went to go throw one of those pieces in the hole and couldn't find it, and then found it later. and I believe that was one of the things that he gave to Lady Miriam.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that. Okay. So we did extract at least one of the pieces of that
Oh yeah,
crystal, and it is in the hands of Lady Miriam. I just wanted to clarify that.
gotcha. Shaw's gonna look through his bag and take out the book that the journal he grabbed from the library in there. Does it still exist, or did it
Well,
disappear?
Kozik, I was gonna say Kozik is about to open this box now. I
Oh,
didn't want to
that's
interrupt.
right.
I just wanted to throw that out.
That's right. Go
So
for
you-
it, Kozik.
Flip the ye old switcheroony. And inside there are still 3 jars, still filled with liquid. However, the contents of what was in these have changed.
Ooh.
They are small balls of flesh and mouths, all gibbering.
Oh wow.
Ugh. Repulsive. Does this mean anything? Isn't this part of... Did I not overhear Niavara had some sort of vision or visitation that
They're not
was
in.
about gnashing mouths?
And Niavara sort of like shifts uncomfortable, like,
That is exactly what you saw, just
yeah.
in smaller.
This could be a clue. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Goodness, look at that.
What it means, I can't say.
Do we
but
all see
this is
that? Do
uncanny.
we all see it if
Yeah.
we look at it? Wow.
That's
Well,
pretty good.
I go ahead and close the box because it is quite disturbing.
What
And I
the
think it should go
hell?
back in the bag of holding.
Maybe toss
Man,
them into
this
the
is
hole.
fucked up stuff.
Smash
just
it, burn
leave-
the contents.
I think this has to be brought back to town.
Yeah, we can't just leave it there for anybody to find.
A kid might find it here.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
What is that from? It doesn't matter, but yeah.
Was
It's from Die Hard.
Who is it?
With
Sarah's
Oh, yeah.
little
vengeance.
brother.
It's probably been said a few times actually. But,
That's what I was
was
thinking.
thinking
You're
Die
right.
Hard. The bad guys leave like a bomb, and they're like,
The bomb.
"No!" Another bad guy says, "You can't do that. Some kid could find it." So the bad guys had a little conscience.
So I think we have to keep possession of it for sure. But I don't know what more is to be done around this hole.
Madness. Well, I guess we can head back toward the cave. Maybe the Dryad will catch up with us.
Speaking of a
I haven't
dryad,
seen-
almost like right on cue, you see an amalgamation of vines form into a slender feminine shape in front of you.
Whoa, cool.
Ah,
And it just kind of
What
seems
a-
like
what
it's
an
leaning over the
entrance.
hole, just like staring down in it.
yeah, lots of hands. Some
What
really
an
weird.
entrance.
style.
Greetings.
Well, we've completed our mission here. I think we're ready to go back. If you are, did you find anything interesting while we were down there?
No.
Well, the entire dungeon seems to have disappeared. A bunch of spectral hands reached out of the ground and dragged it away, and now look, it's like there was nothing there. It's just an adventure hole.
Since nothing. And you
Hey,
can
that
see
could be
some
a
of the
good place
vines,
for the smokes.
and you can kind of see some of the vines crawling down, like maybe like where the arm is, and start to grab into the soil. And you just kind of see a very rapid growth start to form, like filling the hole.
Wow, that's brilliant. The hole could be used for the smokes. What a turn of events! The very place that they shouldn't have gone becomes their refuge.
Provided we might be able to build something on top of it, though.
A hole
Oh.
seems more like a trap.
Worry, I'll take care of that. And she turns and starts stepping to you. But you definitely see the vines are still growing. Because, I mean, that was a pretty big space. But it's almost like you got the feeling that she maybe somehow, like, detached a part of herself. And now the vines in the hole are acting, quote-unquote, independently. Done well.
Happy to help.
Thanks. We kicked some ass in there. That place ever appears anywhere else, we're gonna finish it off.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's the truth. Walk and talk.
Yes, we can detail you on the way back.
And you kind of notice, like, when they walk, they're emulating walking, but it's almost like they're surfing on vines. Almost like they're walking on waves of plant life. And, you know, as they walk, it doesn't disturb the soil. Like, wherever the vines are, they just kind of seem like they grow and shrink away, just kind of refilling whatever space that they overtook. Very akin to toys, actually, where he can just sort of move effortlessly through the trees without causing any damage or harm to the terrain. Kind of has that vibe to her. And also to which you're pretty sure you can like from where you are, you're pretty sure maybe you can see like a giant turtle way, way, way off in the distance. Because I mean, Toys is pretty fucking big.
We saw that at some point. I don't exactly remember when.
Whoa.
Oh, that might be our old friend. I wish we could call out to him.
Niavara, I take it back. I like augury spells again. You were all
Niavara.
right. I was too eager to kick more ghost ass, and that could have been very bad. I admit it.
That was
No
almost
offense
very, very
taking.
bad.
It was very
Divinate.
wise.
I don't oftentimes have divination spells planned. It's outside of the traveler's purview, typically speaking, to look into the future.
Oh, we're so lucky you did.
Who knows, though? We might have
That
gone wherever
backdrop.
it went. Can you imagine where it
Hmm.
might have gone?
My
right
bet's on the
back to the
Shadowfell.
9 hells. Oh, the Shadowfell.
You know,
that's even-
speaking of which, thinking of some of our goals in this world, one thing we were aiming to try to do was get to the astral world. And those ships, the astral ships, seem to be a way to do it, potentially, to find Zed's crew and maybe have an interaction with this cloud entity that wants to restore everything in the universe to balance. Did we want to try to go for anything like that here, or just head back to the material plane?
To be fair, you still have one quest unclaimed.
We do.
One quest unclaimed?
And we have a quest that we went on a long time ago that we haven't gone back to get our reward for. Well, other than this particular mission, which it seems like we've accomplished.
What's the one you haven't got? Oh, is that the one you were saying was in a different realm
With
and you were,
Tiamu Blade.
and you went through
Yeah.
a portal? Okay, I see.
Oh, we've been like
Uh,
3 or 4 portals since then.
Seems like you're long past that.
It's a running joke though that we have like a single quest. I think we were gonna get like
What was it, like 250 gold a piece or something if we ever returned?
Woo!
Yay! That seemed pretty big when we were level 1.
It's still big.
It is still big.
Well, I haven't seen any astral ships anywhere yet. Are there any in the sky right now? Are they flying around up there?
Well,
You
there
look
was
up
one that
and you
crashed
don't really
into the
notice any.
mountain.
Wait, what happened to the turtle?
Off in the distance, turtling.
Oh,
Just
okay. I thought
walking
it was
about.
supposed to be something that was important to us. All right.
Oh no, it's just off in the distance.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Miss Dryad, would you like breakfast?
Now we're talking.
She shakes the facsimile of what a head would be.
Oh, no, not hungry. We have some nutrient-rich water.
Cha holds up his water, flask.
And she just holds up a hand, and you see a singular flower bloom.
Aw. Cha sprinkles some of his piss water from the original river that we all swam in 100 years ago, right on her hands. I mean, this is holy water to Cha, so he doesn't consider it bad in any way.
Does she allow that?
Doesn't mind.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, she is a plant creature, so
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter where it comes from.
She
Yeah.
doesn't see it the same way that you do, Kosik.
Well, let's have some food and then head back to the place. Or something.
Whose turn is it? Who wants to make breakfast?
I made it last time, no thanks.
Well, Nivar's having a good day. Let's see what she comes up with.
Once again, I'm going to suggest not me.
Oh, you don't think we like drow food so much, eh?
You're assuming I was served raw food.
Drow, that's it.
I take up the item and before we can argue about it more, a nice cauldron full of
bananas.
oatmeal appears,
Oatmeal, perfect.
and along with some light sweeteners, perhaps some molasses or brown sugar and whatnots, but something simple to get us on our way.
Fantastic.
Cha's never seen anything like it, and he pokes at it with his chopsticks and is like, "Wow, cool! It's like mushed up brains or something."
You've not got a porridge in your experience.
Oh, is that what it is? Porridge?
Oh, some
Well,
kind of porridge.
Our porridge doesn't look anything like this. We do have a gelatinous sludge that is formed out of the tears of the suffering.
Right, it's like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm mowing
Cha
down.
digs in.
Sustenance.
So yeah, your breakfast is uninterrupted.
Awesome.
And the vine lady is just patient. It's patient as the land itself.
Yep.
Sorry for the wait.
We're honored that you joined us, miss. We think that we may have spooked this place away. Lady Miriam should be well pleased.
That is.
Okay, great.
Delicious.
I guess we
Do you
should
have a
head. we should
favorite?
head back.
Do you have a favorite dance place in Saudit?
Don't
Shaw's back to
dance,
research.
actually.
What was
I
that?
say you can.
What? There was a lot of people talking.
Sorry, I missed it.
You said the phrase "I don't dance," and I used the joke phrase from High School
Oh.
Musical too, which is "I say you can."
Ah.
You don't dance? Cha holds out his hands to do a waltz with her if she is willing.
She holds her hand up. Very
Okay.
very akin to what Neovara would do when you try and hug her. She's like, no thanks.
Ah, thank God I'm not the only
okay.
one who's sane here.
I
Hey.
know, I'm filled with madness. Madness and overzealous wackiness.
Well, that I know.
It's kind of my thing.
And you're so good
So-
at it.
You guys, I mean, it's pretty uneventful making your way back. You get back to the hillside that's usually difficult to traverse. Not that it's like very difficult, but you know, trying to walk up a hill kind of situation. But with the assistance of your vine compatriot, she actually manages to make the trek up the side very easy. Kind of because you can kind of see she forms the soil in a way that you know, where there would have to be a heavy step, there's like a vine that like a couple of vines that crop out that form like steps kind of thing. And once you take the step and move forward to 2 or 3 steps, then the vines, you know, fade back into the soil and move forward, kind of like following you in a sense, but just making
Nice.
difficult terrain not difficult.
Nice.
Are we like walking on her body? That hurt?
We are. Don't think it does.
If it did, I don't think they would be doing it.
Or they're
Maybe it
really
tickles, or
into
maybe
it.
it's like
Maybe they're just
maybe, yeah,
kinky.
maybe it's like a massage. Maybe
Mhm.
it's like a back. You know, when like somebody walks on your back.
I bet you're right.
Hmm.
And she leads you to the cave entrance / exit, depending on which direction. And she
Kozik, will
stops
you walk
and
on my
looks up.
back later on?
Who?
Kozik.
Kozik, will you walk on my back when we get back to town?
No. No.
Really? Not with your big dwarf feet?
Don't say it
That's-
like that.
There's professionals who can do something for you like that.
Okay.
Yes. Doing that could lead to some undesired outcomes.
As
I assume
opposed
you
to
like being able to walk.
as opposed to getting constantly elbow dropped by a elephant person
Oh yes.
for cheating.
Yeah.
This is fair.
Oh, I don't even think dear Opal was there for that, was she?
Nope.
Nope.
But anywho,
Ah.
your escort looks up to the top of the cave, very akin to what Marge did before. And there's a slight nod, and then they just go in.
We follow.
Which we can expedite the trip because it's, you know, nothing else really comes up. But you essentially could see, you know, you exit the, you know, as per usual, the labyrinthian caves. And since Opal has Outlander as a background, the cave is completely different.
This is
Like, you know, because you have a photographic memory of every twist and turn that you took before, and this is completely a different. Like, the entrance is exactly the same, the exit's exactly the same, but everything in between has been completely shuffled.
I do
Oh
not like
wow.
Opal just visibly shudders. I don't like not knowing where I'm going. This cave makes me feel horrible.
Oh, that's a Fey realm.
You're going places with us, Opal.
Almost
Thank
went to a shadow realm. All them shadow hands.
I knew it. I knew we were gonna
So
go to the
happy we did
Shadowfell
it.
or something.
Is it the Shadowfell? I just said Shadow Realm because there were shadow hands. I specifically chose those words just to not give you any hints. Anyway, good try though.
Cha was all for it. Cha was all for another dimension hop. But I guess we need a little stability once in a while in our lives. Our
Or there's another one
tabletop
just around the
lives.
corner,
So
undoubtedly.
yeah, so you make your way back to Zareth. It's as busy as you expect it to be. Various degrees of creatures, species, weird pack animals that look like they have very, very big mouth, very big heads, and very tiny arms. I mean, just all sorts of creatures. You swear you see a panther-looking creature with like tentacles sticking out of its back, but it has like a top hat on and a monocle. All sorts of weird stuff.
I think we would love to go back to Marge and then right to Lady Miriam. If there's time.
We got nothing but.
There we go.
Not Marge, Tamara.
Tamaja.
Well, we get to rub it in her face that we didn't die.
That's true.
Was she
Very
saying
true.
she thought we were going to die?
Oh, 100%. I think most people we told about we are going back to the cursed ancient god haunted Simple said, okay, I'll see you in the next life, if that.
They had more faith in us.
I don't think Tamara did. Maybe Lady Miriam, but not Tamara. I will not slander her good name by saying that she was optimistic.
Fair.
Probably why she specifically had your escort not go with you in the cave.
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
She knows we're crazy.
And reckless.
Yes, that's the word. Reckless.
One of my favorite words.
I know that, Shaw. That's a good
So-
word sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes
right?
it's not. Sometimes it's not.
Every
and
day you should
sometimes
do
it
something
is.
you didn't think that you could accomplish.
I'm not sure that
every
equates
day.
with reckless.
Sure, why not? Sometimes.
Sometimes it is, right?
Sometimes it's just
not.
making a different breakfast than you thought you could make.
I wouldn't count that as reckless.
So now that you guys are back in Zareth, where would you like to go? Your escort pretty much
So we'll go
leads
back
you
to
back and
Tamara.
mentions that they're, gonna do the paperwork, as it were.
So we'll see Tamara, let her know that we completed the mission if we need to, unless the Dryad's just going to do all that for us. And then go to Lady Miriam.
I hear there's a tavern that hasn't had a brawl. No, just kidding.
I was gonna say I think we should go look at nightclubs and help Cha think about his nightclub.
Oh, once the sun goes down, that's what we're doing. I think if the
Well,
sun
it
is still
doesn't
up, then
ever
we're
go down
good.
and it doesn't ever come up. It's eternal twilight in the fairy
Oh,
realm.
that's right. I forgot.
It's always time for a club.
Where the party never stops, and yeah, with satyrs. So, like, where in town are you guys wanting to go? Is it just waiting to have a chit chat with Tamara, or
I think Lady Miriam, if we can at least organize a meeting with her to let her know our findings and show her what we got.
Right.
last time you did that through Tamara?
So okay, we'll do that.
So we need to find Tamara.
So we'll ask the Dryad lady if she can direct us or send a message that we want to meet with tomorrow.
She does a very elegant curtsy, despite being a person made of vines. I'll send what she will
Thank
find
you so
you.
much for accompanying us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the company and for the safe travel through some very strange caves. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks for the guidance, milady.
All right, what do you all want to do? Any plans? Nightclub? Bathhouse? Walking on each other's backs?
Going to the adventuring hall to like see if there's like
Oh, right. I think I left our information for the Lofty Highborn with them, so they could get a hold of us there. We could go check our mailbox if we have a correspondence cupboard or something. Pregnant pause.
Well, it's a little anticlimactic after such a. I'm feeling like after coming to near death, being back in town's almost like a surreal feeling. Just back to the
I know,
taverns
right?
and whatnot, you know, it feels
It's like you just want to jump
little
right back
odd.
into another deadly situation.
right. I'm not sure if that's the feeling, but yeah, maybe
We're
so.
adrenaline junkies. We're all the same.
I
We're all
think that's right.
horrifying adrenaline junkies,
I think you've got a point there, Jaw.
right? Where's that next big high? Where is it? We don't
Or at
even
least
know
a
where
little
it is.
time to like, you know, take a walk in the woods or something and just integrate what's been going on, you know.
Okay, that's a good point. I'm joking. I'm not an adrenaline junkie.
But
I'm just-
everybody's got their ways of integrating their experiences. So I could very well be at a nightclub
I think it
and
would do with a
dancing
nice.
till you sweat through your clothes.
Maybe I can get someone at the dance club to walk on my back or dance on my back.
I bet you could.
I do have a little kink in my neck here.
Well, are we going to find Tamara, or
She's gonna find us. That's what.
is
the
that how it
lady
works?
said.
All right then. Should we go check our mailbox?
Let's go check our mailbox. Hey, Zed, you can say hi to your sweetie. Oh yeah, I should go say hi to Sarah.
Oh yeah, you've got one too.
I've got a sweetie too in this tabletop world.
So who's going where?
Well, I'll go to the Lofty Highborn first to see
Yeah,
if the
I'm down for
Adventuring
that.
Guild is connected to us. So Zed can talk with his sweetie, and we get some chocolate milk.
We get chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk, yeah.
We're heading to get the chalky milk. All right, to the
Unless there are any
Lofty Highborn.
objections.
I'm gonna go just take a walk on my own a bit. I'll meet y'all back at the Lofty Highborn a little later.
Okie dokie. We'll save you some chocolate milk.
Oh, please do.
It's so good. It's the best thing ever.
I'm in agreement with you on that about that, and it's just got a little touch of cinnamon in it. That just
Ooh. It's much better than the tears of the suffering.
right.
Why not both? All right. So we got mostly Lofty Highborn and one not Lofty Highborn, right?
Correct.
All right. Let's take Lofty Highborn for then. So once again, you all make your way to that very familiar building that you have almost at this point have begun to call, I guess home technically. And I don't know, do you do the
Yeah.
introduction, or is it just sort of assume that you do it at this point, or do you come in
Zed,
quietly?
you're up.
It's interesting that you asked that. Zed's gonna go up. He's been very quiet this whole time. He's gonna go up and he's gonna hold the door open for everyone. And then as the party shuffles in, he's just gonna kind of allow the door to close behind them. And I'm assuming that there's some sort of maybe bench or something right outside. He's gonna sit down, just right outside and not go in.
So yeah,
Shaw would notice that immediately and not go in as well, and just be like, "You okay, buddy? You need to be alone? Like sorry? Want to talk?"
So I will say Zed's got this kind of pensive look on his face. He's gonna look up at Shaw, and I would say it's pretty obvious that like there's something going on with Zed to Cha at this point. But he's just gonna look up and he's I'll be all right. Just go check on little one for me.
Okay. You can talk to me anytime, Zed.
And he'll just
Shaw
nod
will
and
walk in.
yeah.
so you it's the current day, so it's about noon-ish, just from the hours it takes for you to travel. But yeah, it's around noon, so that means there's a few people in here. It's not super crazy busy, but it's enough people to keep the staff constantly cooking. The smells of probably like lunch, so maybe some like baked breads and some meats cooking definitely fill the air. People are just having a good time, just chit-chatting.
Shaw will walk up to is there like a reception desk here?
Nope.
Like a reception area?
Well, there's like
the bar. I
the
know there's
valet sort
bar,
of thing, the guy that holds the door open usually. And then there's the
Gotcha.
bar, and then the tables, and then the ballroom like dance area, and then the stairs, all the way against the back when you walk in, like the stairs that lead up to the room.
Okay, I'll ask the guy who opens the door. I'll be like, "Is there a place where we can get messages?"
Yes. You have boxes, for in case you have an email that comes to you. Yes.
Sweet. Where would those be?
He literally points behind you.
Shaw turns around and probably sees what was always there all along. He never noticed. Like, oh, got it, thanks. And he'll go up to our two rooms, the boxes for our 2 rooms, and just check and see if there's any messages.
There are.
Ooh, okay.
There are 4.
4.
All of which
Right.
sealed by the Adventurers Guild.
Hey.
You guys, come here, check this out. We got mail.
You got me.
I haven't had mail for years. I haven't been in one place long enough to receive it in years.
I've never gotten mail. Neovar will
Here.
walk over to it.
Cha
him.
hands her one of the things. This
Oh,
one's
no.
yours. Your first mail.
Certainly not. I believe that Kozik is acting as our party's leader.
Kozik,
Oh,
he
no.
can have one too.
Sorry, there's 5.
Oh, there's
Ah,
5.
there's 5. He's gonna pass them out to everybody. He's gonna give one to everyone.
Are there labels
here.
on them, perhaps?
4 of them
It's from the Adventurers
have the
Guild.
Adventurers Guild. The other one just seems like a letter.
No, I mean, like, do they have any, like, information about who they're for specifically?
Whoever Cha had put on the
Cha had
in
put the Fell Company, I believe.
yeah, that's what
Ah.
For the Fell
So
Company.
we assume they're identical then.
Yeah, all
Neovar
but
is
one.
going to very curiously grab the blank, the one that's just a random letter.
Your first mail, the most mysterious of all. Appropriate.
Watch it be a love letter from someone.
Does Neofar open it
The
immediately?
best.
Neovar is actually going to
Best.
wait, see how other people do it.
This is how you
Cha-
open mail.
I pull out my dwarven table knife and break the seal.
Cha uses one of his horns and just kind of whoosh, slices it open.
So one of them seems to be, it has the official stamping of the guild. And let's see. So one of them is essentially the sort of TLDR, just sort of like adventurers or prospective adventurers. We have heard you seek adventure, and we have a job for you. Should you partake of it? And it, reading through it, it's essentially, opening quest log kind of situation. Open your journal to read your quest log. It is clear out a cave of evil creatures. And it sounds like 2 of you open them. So the second one is purge a well of pesky spirits.
Well. Okay.
And those are the 2 letters you open.
These both seem well
Let's
within
see.
our capabilities.
That's right. Sari's not with us, so Cha opened one, Kozik opened one, Neovar has one. Opal, you want to open your first mail in the Feywild? Well, it might not be.
Sure. In the Feywild, yes. In the, our home realm, no. Let's go.
The third one is a mission to escort nearby merchants to a nearby settlement. Escort mission.
This one's
Nearby
interesting.
settlement. And then let's see, who else is Zed's outside, Sari's outside. So Cha will just open. He'll open 2 of them on both of his horns at the same time. Whoosh!
So this one, a widow seeks aid.
Oh,
Intriguing. Oh, that sounds intriguing.
Ominous.
right. Does widow mean the same thing here as it does in, like a
Who
woman
knows?
who eats the male after she mates with them, and
No.
And essentially all of them are just labeled come see Adventurers Guild for, accepting or declining of quest.
Gotcha. Wow, this is great. We have opportunities around here. Yavara, what is that one? That looks different than the others. What's it say?
Copying Kozik, she'll use her knife to slice it open at the top.
Using the corrupting dagger. It
No,
turns into
just the
something
normal
else.
one.
overkill that letter with a corrupting dagger.
That would
So you
Paper
pop the
clip.
letter open.
Mhm. And then
And
she'd read it.
yeah, because it's written. Read it. Yep, Elvish. So it says, enhance your love life. Partake of the red pills treatment. Feeling lonely?
Wow.
Red pill.
That's a shame. And Niavara is going to light it on fire with her sacred flame.
Wait, I want to
Which-
try the pill.
I'm pretty sure
No.
Sacred Flame is not fire damage, it's just light.
Precisely. Burn the holy, burn the unholy.
Wait, look, it was talking. It was saying it could enhance our love lives. Who doesn't want to do that?
You don't want to know what that is.
Just kidding. I can read a scam when I can hear a scam when I hear it.
Oh, it's not even a scam. I think it's somehow worse.
Worse than the scam is
A
it?
scam would imply that there's not a product.
Yeah. There's an ideology being sold here. She's getting rid of it.
Actually,
So-
you almost get a feel of the last time you saw Max and Raoul about going back to Dale.
Ugh.
Is it? I wonder if it's in the same handwriting.
It
Either
is.
way.
We'll say it is because that's even funnier.
They have their own scam, like pyramid scams going on. Perfect.
Burns
Well,
it,
it's a
gets
shame
rid of
with
it. I think it's more
Alrighty, well
of
there you go.
Gotta find my notes on that.
not worth the ink it was painted on.
I see. Fair enough.
So, the Adventurers Guild, it seems. So that I can dish it out with my nemesis. I mean, turn into that
Alright.
quest.
Is that still bothering you?
Oh, I am so upset. You have no idea.
And let's see, I think Niavara is the only one with a passive perception of 19.
Yes.
Wow.
So when you burn it, there's some other writing on it. It's very
Ooh.
secretive. Almost as if tailor-made for you.
What did it say?
I hear you have made quite a name for yourself. I look forward to meeting you.
And that's also in Elvish? Or was that in something else?
That is indeed in Elvish.
She
And
does sort of.
because these are languages you do know of this particular aspect of it. Some words are in Elvish, some are in Infernal, some are in Primordial, some are in Undercommon. Couple in Common. Like I said, as if to say it were tailor-made just for you.
Niavara's back straightens a little bit.
You okay, Niavara?
Did you see that?
You burned the shitty advertisement for drugs?
And then she'll look over at Zedran and be like, Zed, was there like some sort of meeting in Thieves' Cant to that?
He's outside.
Oh. Hmm. I suppose
What did you see?
a message. Not just the one, but as soon as I burned it, there was like a
There's-
secret message behind it.
And it all just kind of went up in flame at the last second. But there's also one
Secret
extra piece to
message.
it. that you should definitely check.
Oh. A secret message for you?
And having translated the last bit, she
And this
her back
quotation marks
freezes
around
up.
that last word. Like, there you go. Edited so you could, so it makes more sense.
She does sort of tense up a little bit. Her skin sort of. Cha will notice it because he knows exactly what she is, but he can see that her
Right.
skin itself betrays how unsettled she is.
What did it say?
A secondary
It said-
message saying
know,
that
but
he was looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to.
Oh.
Had heard I'd made a name for myself. And then in a quieter voice, it signs off with dear sister.
Oh.
Yavara. Ooh, that just gave me chills. We just talked about her for the first time ever today, and now you get a message from her?
Well, I have 2 sisters, technically. 3, I guess.
Well, how
So-
would any of them know you were here?
The first 2 probably wouldn't. Well, the last one might be dead for all I know.
Oh my.
The one I was replaced with.
Right.
The older 2 were the ones Veldrin and I grew up with. Veldrin is the 3rd child, I am the 4th.
My goodness, neither of you ever talked about them.
No, like I said, they are proper drow matrons in the making.
Hmm. Wow.
He is a male.
He. What,
Veldrin's
who?
a male.
What? Oh yeah, I know that.
Yes. What do you know of drow society at this point, Cha?
Well, I think Cha studied a little bit through Aelistray, but that's like pretty alternative. That'd be like the left wing version of Drow society, I think. So
Okay, this is
maybe
a
I'll
really
do a
basic
history
one.
check.
Kozik.
I'll do a history check to see
Yeah.
what he knows.
What's like the one universal fact about drow society?
That it's maternal or matriarchal.
Extremely.
Yeah,
That's
Cha would
exactly
know
what I
that.
was gonna say.
So yes. So obviously Veldrin's a male and I am, well, me.
Right.
I
So
was
if
going
they're
to say that they're evil and they live deep underground, but that's all I know.
But no, I was simply looking for the fact that like that's why they wouldn't give a shit about Veldrin.
Right.
And then obviously you, Cha, understand more about why they wouldn't care much about me.
Well, sure. I mean, I've
However-
heard about, yeah, anyway. But why would they be tracking you down?
I don't know. However, I believe I'm the only member of our party that speaks all of the above: common, elvish, infernal, primordial, and undercommon.
You speak that many languages? Incredible.
Yes, I'm
It's a
quite
good
well traveled.
schooling.
No, not quite. I started leaving my Underdark when I was quite young, and you'll be surprised how much adults are willing to forgive your poor language skills when you're quite young.
Well, that has interesting implications. They know you're here. They're
They know
obviously
they're
looking
here.
for you. Or at least they want to make you know that they're here. Or
And
that they know where you are. What would be the aim? To unsettle you? I can tell you're very rattled.
I mean, I was always a useful tool, not going to lie. One would notice one's favorite knife going missing eventually.
Sure. Cha looks around, kind of wondering whose eyes are on them.
It might not be them, though. It could be someone else.
faking it?
Hmm.
Pretending?
So it could obviously be a biological my sister, the ones I grew up with. It could be the missing child. As I always said, I always
Whoa.
theorized that she would be here in the Feywild somewhere, if she wasn't sacrificed to some sort of the Dark Lady, if you will.
You know, I've been meaning to ask you about that. So, yeah, you're replaced. No, like you take the place of the child, which is then sent to like a fake court or something. I mean, those are the stories I've heard. Is that how it works?
You know as much as I do.
You know, there's a child out there. You know, you were replaced with it. It was replaced with you for whatever reason. But
Or
it's like
more,
you were consciously placed into that drow family, right? Is
as
that the
far as
thing?
I'm aware. I don't know if it was that I was replaced consciously. I know that my mother resents me for it. So I'm
Right.
assuming that it wasn't fully willing.
And is there magics that make it that that family has to raise you?
I don't know about that, and I would hardly classify what they did as raising.
Mm. Right.
I mean, Kozik can surely tell you all the ways I am properly ill-mannered.
Oh, come on. Let's not. We don't have time enough for that, do we?
Supposed to have my back, noble lord. And she'll feign sort of like putting a hand over her temple, like, ugh, I feel faint of heart.
We do respect your noble opinions, Kozik.
Regardless, point being, it could be any of those things. I suppose it might be the guild. The person at the guild.
Oh wow. Your nemesis. Quote
Correct.
unquote.
I
Could it be
mean,
the family who placed you there?
Who is the person at the guild?
person running the front desk.
The
Oh,
changeling
that's
who
right.
looked
Yes,
like
I
any one of
remember.
us that walked up to him. Yeah, that
Super
was,
shapeshifter.
they were
It
super
could be a
fast and
sort
good
of
at it.
a sort of veiled reference to the fact that he and I are alike in that sense, that we both like to disguise ourselves naturally. There's a bit of condescension in his tone here, if that is the case.
Or
The
it could be
quotation
a
marks.
love letter.
No.
No.
You said no pretty quickly.
I think not.
I think never. Men are not my thing.
Ever? I mean, it doesn't have to be men. Doesn't
But-
even have to be human.
Not my thing, if it is. Wrong. But point being,
Apparently,
If he
Les is a
could-
dragon.
ha 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 ha. Tiamat, here I come.
Oh wow.
Setting my eyes high and my expectations higher.
I mean, that's how sorcerers get their blood lineage, right?
Jokes all around. It could be that he's referring to me as a sister in that regard. However, someone here in the Feywild, I suppose it could be one of my elder sisters. Like I said, missing your favorite knife.
Well, your people, they would be from the Feywild, right? Who replaced you?
Yes. But
Hmm.
it probably wouldn't be any parents, as it's calling me a sister here.
Ah. Wow, intriguing.
Like I said,
Layers.
it's either the person at the guild hall. It
Mhm.
could be the person I was replaced with. Because, like I said, I call her my sister. I assume she would be here somewhere.
She was raised by the Fae. What?
Or lastly, it could be my elder sister, and we might have to kick her ass.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
And she sort of blinks at Chaw. Like, again, I ask you, what have I told you about Drow society, Chaw?
Well, yeah, I understand.
that not drow are considered specifically lesser beings.
Well, we can deliver a good ass kicking. That's a known, established fact.
Precisely.
You're raising some disturbing questions for me too, though. All of these encounters with infernal beings is making me a little weary about my family, what their machinations are across the plains as well.
Do you think they'd seek you out?
I think that Cha hesitates. I think they probably might want to
They
seek
miss their
revenge or something.
favorite
they-
torturer.
Well, I was a good apprentice, but I think that they wouldn't like that I duped them, and they might be pretty pissed. If their honor was scratched up a bit by me faking my own death, they might come seeking after me for a recompense if they found out I was still alive.
And then we
It's-
kill them.
It's a good thing you're not putting your
that'd be
name out
great.
there or anything with your address.
I mean, they don't know my new name. They don't know my.
Oh, so you changed your name. That's smart. I should have done that.
Oh yeah, a long time ago, Cha told Niavara his real name. If you
Mm,
remember that.
a very long time ago, no doubt. Niavara is like, I should have changed my name. I use so many fake names, though. I didn't
Wait,
think
you're
of.
running around with your real name? Are any of us running around with our real name? I doubt anybody. Even Kozik here. Kozik, is that your real name?
Of course.
Okay, maybe Kozik, but
I
nobody
can
else.
only bear it proudly.
My name is the only thing that I have, Cha.
Wow. It's interesting. It was one of the first things I got rid of.
Even my clothes aren't my own, as mentioned.
It's been years. I can't imagine I imagine they've moved on with their lives. What I am concerned about is that they are screwing around with the planes, like we ran into some of my family's enemies when we were battling with Dale, the Carthrin. And if they're here in the Feywild, I don't see why my parents and and our family wouldn't be hot on their tail or trying to accomplish similar aims across the plains. So that is concerning.
So, that note, speaking of concerns, so sorry, what were you doing? Because you were the first one to kind of break off.
I just went out for a walk.
All right. I mean, you definitely were able to. How would I put it? So after what you just went through with this new group of people that you just met, and the dangers that you've encountered, the knowledge that you've gained, knowing that there is a person in their group that kind of is directly opposed to your beliefs, the Dark Lady and whatnot. Like, you kind of have a lot to consider now. You're just walking through town on your own. And, there's definitely, like, it's pretty lively right now. There's merchants peddling their wares. There's carts and wagons being pulled by exotic beasts. I mean, were you just kind of walking around to clear your head, or?
Yeah, just walking around to clear my head, not going anywhere in particular.
All right, yeah, feel free to give me a perception check then.
Okay. Let me go back over.
50. Yeah. So you, as you're walking through town, you spot, so you spot another individual with very similar markings as you. Potentially another follower of the ancients, as they wear their armor proudly. They seem to be of, best way to describe it, essentially one of those like orange skin, kind of summery looking elves. Also, well, since you're sort of local, Eladrin.
Eladrin?
Yes, summer.
Okay, I don't know a lot. Okay. Can you tell me what's Eladrin?
I have an image for you.
They're like Fey elves specifically.
Yeah, they're kind of like from the different courts.
They're pretty elemental, right? Don't they like look kind
So
of
like
like the
all elves,
seasons?
sorry, have Fey ancestry, basically. But like
Right.
Eladrin specifically have ties to the Feywild. They're like, you know how like the Drow are the elves of the Underdark?
Right,
Eladrin are
right.
the elves of the Feywild.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's my father's people. 'Cause he's from the Feywild.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you said it's orange skin?
Yeah, kind of like summer.
Usually take on like elemental sort of looks. Don't they
Ah,
look kind of
okay.
whitish and
There you
bluish
go.
in the winter? There we
Those
go.
are sort of.
Oh, okay.
They're like the different seasons, different
Okay.
courts.
Okay, so that's summer. Okay. And are they do they look male or female?
From a you got high enough. They look like male.
Okay. So I'm going to just kind of walk toward him and make sure that he sees me, so he doesn't feel snuck up on or anything. And hello, brother.
So yeah, you didn't sneak up on him, so he saw you. Obviously, because you made a point for him to see you.
Well, I didn't want to upset him or anything.
Yeah. Hail.
Hail, brother. How goes it?
Oh, well, another day in town here. Yes, just waiting for my group to get back to me. Off doing whatever it is that they do. I don't partake of the gambling. It's not my.
Oh, see, we've got similar situations going on. I'm also with a group that's off doing things. I find I need to take a walk and quiet my mind. How's your who's your mentor?
Oh, well,
Who did you take your vow with?
let's see. I'm trying to think if that's something that. Yeah, they'd
That I
probably
would
just.
ask.
Like,
Well,
I'm trying
because
to
we
think like
both
if
know we're
is that like a taboo amongst you guys? Just like, is that something you'd ask each other?
I-
How awkward
I'm
would it be for him?
thinking so. Just because we've got like lineages, we recognize each other as having taken the oath of the ancients, and there's different lineages. But yeah, maybe that would be awkward. I'm all right. Right. Well, then I won't ask.
He kind of spits out a name, but it's the one you wouldn't recognize.
Okay. Okay. How goes your how goes your wanderings with your group?
Well, they get themselves in trouble quite a bit. Sort of my duty to ensure that they survive. To be fair, they're not the brightest bunch, but they have good intent. Impulsive, yes. Sometimes getting into things that they shouldn't, absolutely. But if we're in town, then at least I have the knowledge of knowing that for the most part, they're probably not going to die horribly. Have the freedom to remove myself from their ongoings.
Brilliant.
Well, I understand the need to get a little space and take a little walk. I'm traveling with a new group myself. We've just had one adventure together, and I'm just mulling over lots of things that I've learned.
The growing pains of a new group. What happened to your old one? And he kind of puts a hand on his, like a bald fist on his chest and does a bow, like a respectful bow. If I inquire, that is.
Well, to tell you the truth, I was traveling on my own for a while after I lost my mentor. So this was the first time I've been with a group in quite a while.
Have you
It's a lot of
lucked out?
adjustment.
Have you
What's
been
that?
one of the lucky ones to have found a group that's not potentially ne'er-do-wells or...
Oh, it's a good group of folks. It's a good group of folks. Quite a mix, I'll tell you that much. It's quite a mix, but no, they're a good group of folks.
And there's like this sigh, and you are one of the lucky ones. Always need us healers and helpful hands and swords and shields and put our bodies at risk to protect them. And at the end of the day, they still go and gamble it away.
Oh, brother, I'm sorry that's your experience right now. I mean, the folks I'm traveling with, they've got, a lot of their own skills and talents as well. So, I don't feel like I'm the one that's taking care of them or anything. They're all very, talented folks, and it's yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm just there's a few issues I'm mulling over, but well, there's a few that are, yeah. Well, anyway.
Worry not. I can fix them. I can fix them. And
The fellas,
there's a
the
little
ones
bit
you're
of
traveling
resilience.
with. You're gonna fix the ones you're traveling with.
Yes, they can be redeemed. They walk a dangerous line right now, but I'm sure with proper guidance and the tenets of our oath that we're not our oath. We aren't exactly goody two shoes. We can understand the good and sometimes many tugs his collar a little bit. Sometimes the less than good intentions of our parties, but it doesn't mean that there's not room for change.
Adventuring
brother, I think
codependency. I love it.
I think you've got it. I think you've got it in you. But I've found it best just to take people for where they're at, because what matters is what's deeper inside their hearts, right?
That's what I'm hoping. And at that moment, you see a couple of individuals. They kind of wear darker clothing, maybe some leathers, and they're stumbling out of I'd probably say you're walking next to the flaming horse, and they're just sort of stumbling out, arms on top of each other, like each opposite each other's shoulders, and they're singing and cheering, and they're walking like, they just sound inebriated. They look inebriated. There you are. Hey, buddy, you want some of this? And they're just like, they have like whatchamacallit, like a mug, and it's just like sloshing alcohol all over the road. Yes, I suppose.
Oh, is that your
I can
group?
fix them. I can fix them.
Well, it looks like they get along well, that's nice, right? I mean, they're not fighting each other. At least they look like they get along.
Hey, who's that nice lady over there?
Did you just finish a bit of work, or you getting ready to go, or?
Yes, well, when they clear their senses, be back out doing more work for the Adventurers Guild. Good world to potentially offset any gestures to them.
Oh, brother, I hear you. I'm sorry it's a little rough for you. Is there anything I can do for you? Any way I can help?
Oh no, I've got this. I've got this. It's no, I swear an oath, I sworn an oath to the ancients, but maybe somewhere deeper inside I've sworn an oath to myself that I can fix them.
Brother, if it doesn't feel like the right group for you, it's all right if you need to move on. You don't need to stay and fix everybody. It's all right if you find people that can really go where you want to go with your work.
No, I could do this. I've got this. And he pounds his chest a couple times, like in a salute. What are you doing over here? You're not drinking. And they start to stumble off.
Sorry, pounds her own chest and bows down, and I salute you, brother, and I wish you well.
It would be funny if he became an Oathbreaker Paladin because of that later on, because he couldn't fix them. Anyway.
Nice.
How'd you become an Oathbreaker? I couldn't fix my party from doing evil, stupid shit.
Getting shit faced every time we had a mission.
He's like a Meeseeks. But yeah, that's, and then he seems like he has to hurting cats is the best way to explain his situation. Because he bows to you respectfully. I have to keep them breaking their skulls open on the concrete. It was a pleasure.
I wish you well, brother.
And he quickly bows and scurries off. And he looks like before they sort of disappear into the crowd, it looks like he's propping them up from falling over and patting them on the back and just being that friend.
Right. And Sari thinks to herself, what a good person he is. And that he's trying really hard. And it makes her think about her own group and that she is pretty lucky to have met up with some people that she feels better about than he clearly feels about his group. And it's kind of a good reference point for her.
Speaking of a reference point, Zed, so you were camera shifts over to Zed, who's been sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the aim of it?
He's just out there kind of contemplating
I have a perfect way to end it.
so
Perfect.
for the party's perspective, Zed feels as if we were still chasing Marn,
Mhm.
and when the ruins were swept away, there was a sense that was his chance. And now Marn is just out there. So he's just kind of contemplating that sort of mentality. He's happy that everyone is safe, that we're all here together. But he's distracted.
To be honest, Cha was thinking the same thing. I didn't say it outright during like the augury argument, but that was there too. Was we might have lost Marn? It might have been Marn in there.
I will say OOC, like having these these jars that have these parts in them. Zed, he doesn't want to get himself too caught up with it, but he feels like that might be Marn, and in character, like he really wants to get these items to Lady Miriam for the scrying purpose, because we lost the ruins, which he felt was a potential way to get Marn. But if these body parts are able to be scryed on, that could lead us into another direction. So Zed,
OOC out of that thing that we fought was screwing with everybody's heads, right? It could have even made you see Marn or see us see Marn in that statue, but it might not have actually been Marn. It
for
all
sure.
could have been a misdirection, right?
Yeah, like I think Zed is ultimately just like, we have little one back, but he's still just 100% distracted with the idea that I think when we were at the ruins and he was kind of pushing to go back in, that was his motivation. And so now that the ruins are gone, like we have no choice now. We went back. He's just kind of he's a bit at a loss, I think. Just not knowing what to do about Marn. So he's
Imagine
outside.
if you were just like a couple of adventurers and you fell asleep in that very comfy bed.
The bed in the library.
What bed?
We should have just gone to sleep on that bed. That was the answer to everything. Back in that dungeon, there was a bed in the library.
Oh, so we could have just been
looked
taken
very-
wherever it went.
It looked very comfy,
Whoa.
but we knew it was enchanted. I think somebody
Yeah,
even
there
laid
was-
down on it and fell asleep,
You
but
did.
like we couldn't wake him up again or something.
Yeah, it was like enchanted to where the cube was fucking around. But
Yeah, he's fucking with us.
but part of the thought, I think, that that Zed has is I don't know, we just kind of missed our opportunity. So he's contemplating that, and yeah, he's just sitting right outside.
Is perfect. So as Zed is contemplating the things that could have been done, the what ifs, that if we did this, this could have happened, and the constant like doubt that goes through his mind, just coursing through just every thought, just out of nowhere, Zed feels some tiny little arms wrap around him, and a pair of talons land on the other shoulder. And you recognize both of these.
Yep. I'm assuming Zed just gets this like rush of warmth and probably calmness as he realizes that he's getting hugged from Tiffany and little one sitting up on his shoulder, and he's, for the first time in I guess at least a full day, he's got the sense that everything's all right, at least for now.
And that was where I want to wrap up the session, because I was waiting for that perfect moment.
Great. It was a real Empire Strikes Back moment, ending. Oh, looking off in the distance, nothing is really resolved, but yeah,
Right.
that's good. They're still getting a hug from the people they care about.
Zed has a robot hand now.
Yep.
Well, there's a second part to it, as you guys had pretty much dealt with this whole situation and hit a milestone. Congratulations on your level up.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God.
Oh,
I'm getting
Wow.
chills.
Dang.
I don't.
Dude,
I'm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Now,
This is a game changer.
does
Wow.
Niavara pick row
Jeez.
2 for cunning action, or does she take cleric 5 to get 3rd level spells?
My goodness.
Yeah,
Give
what
Snip back
happens
a
when
little
we
warm.
level up?
So
What
that's
a
why I was just
treat.
like, oh, dude, this is a perfect way to both wrap up the session with like this wholesome scene, but also throw in that extra and you level up.
Ah,
Hell yeah.
What happens when you
rock and
level up?
roll.
Well,
So much, so many
We
things.
just get OP.
there are better.
We-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like when it's not a special, like I know in the Paladin, it's like level 3, 5, 7, certain things
Mhm.
happen, but I don't know if like going up to 6, are there basic things that happen even if there's no extra special thing that happens, or
Yes.
okay,
Every
what?
level stuff
and
happens.
everything appears in your
It-
all of your new stuff appears when you level up on your
Oh, it'll
main
just appear?
page.
All right. So I'm going to help them level up. So with that, we're going to wrap up the stream here. Hopefully you guys had fun. I had fun. Lots of RP, lots of stuff happened, and they finally got to level 6 milestone, and they're still stunned about it. Stun lock. But with that, I hope you guys enjoy your evening. I hope you had fun. We do this every Tuesday at 7:30 Pacific to about, give or take, now / half an hour ago. So I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for allowing me to do this. I say it every time, but that's because it's true. And yeah, we'll be back at it tomorrow at, oh wait, it's Valentine's Day. We'll see. I need to check with the players because I forgot tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So we'll see if we might be able to do a Valentine's Day special. That could be fun. Potentially tomorrow. Potentially. But anywho, either. That's neither here nor there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for... And we will do this again next week. And that's for those of you on the YouTubes. That's the schedule. And I also stream pretty much every day of the week except for the weekends at about 6 Pacific. So if you want to watch me play some wild games or, you know, whatever the case might be, whatever I have the whim for, then feel free to drop by, say hello. I'm told I have a voice for radio, so maybe that could soothe you to sleep or something. I don't know. Anyway, all right, y'alls. Have a wonderful evening, and I gotta help these nerds get leveled up. So, until next time, adventure. We shall meet again soon, adventurers.